What's up, everybody? How we doing today? Good to see you. Good to be welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. How are you? Good to see you guys. Wait a minute, guys. I did something wrong. Let's just hang out. I'll fix it. Sorry, everybody. I knew I did something wrong. I did it the old way, Mr. Popper. Jack. What do you mean, am I watching Knight Rider or something? Where the hell did that come from? Not Rada. It's good to see everybody that's here already. That's nice. Thank you, guys. Squirrel Girl, welcome, my dear. Good to have you back. The Hammer's in the house. Of course, Mr. Popper Jacob. Oh, always. Holy shit, guys. 613 subs. Good job, guys. Thank you guys so much. Much appreciated. We're getting there. Little by little by little by little. Alright, let me see here. I knew I did something wrong. I was in a hurry because I was doing stuff. I knew I did it. I knew it. Alright, that should be better. We'll see. Hey guys, do me a favor and let me know if you can see subscriber mode, if it's on down there in the chat. Holy shit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Yeah, there's 6, Popper. Thanks, Majora. Where'd that name come from, by the way? Because that's, it's screwed up. My last name was changed. My family's last name was changed when they came over from Italy. Thanks, Popper. And that Majora is actually how it was pronounced. And it was spelled that way, too. Take out the J, add a Y and an I. It's really weird. I was going to tell you that first time I saw that account name. Majora's Mask. I think it's Spanish. Either way. Welcome, everybody. Good to have you here. Good to see you, Squirrely. Good to see ya. Where's Giabella at? She was wanted to thank her. She was what's the word I'm trying to think of? Think, Dago, think. Oh, that came from Zelda? That's exactly how my name is spelled if you take that J out. That's crazy. Never seen that before. My kids played Zelda. I played Zelda back in the day on Nintendo, but I didn't know. Either way. Gia was pushing my channel last night, and no thanks, and I just wanted to re-thank her very much. Alright, so subscriber mode is on. We are good. You are good. I am good. What's going on, everybody? Give me some info. What's up? How we doing today? And why did you ask if I was watching? Thank you, Strike, by the way, brother. Appreciate ya. Why did you ask if I was watching Knight Rider, bro? The music, it kind of sounded like the little bit of that theme song thing, I think, if that's what you were talking about. Miss April, hello. Thank you for telling me you got a notification. Anybody else get a notification or no? Which one? The members only one, Squirrel, or is there a different one? There's like 2 parts to it. Is that the one you're talking about? Because I did watch that, and it was very informative. For instance, I did not know that they, and I'm kind of irritated with this too. I was going to get into that. You got one, Strike. Squirrel got one. Okay, good deal. Members only still okay. What day did they say that we could release that one, hon? Did you happen to notice that? Is it like Friday or is it longer than the last one was? I made a mistake with that last one. I feel like an asshole. I had to have a phone call with Jared. I got in trouble. That's what I thought, but some of them go longer, some of them are shorter. Like the last one was shorter than they said normally, and I don't want to disrespect them by any means. I love them guys. That's part of what I'm going to talk about today. Is on that. Something really bothered me about that. That I saw in that video. A little like Nair. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Gotcha, Paulper. I should be watching that. I love that show. You still love it. Michael Knight. Do you know somebody DM'd me the other day, Squirrel? April probably would understand this too if you came from over there. I have a question for you guys, and I want an honest answer. Minus the beard that I started growing, do you guys think I look like Doug? I've had 2 DMs asking if I was his brother. Okay, I'll look it up, hon. Don't worry about it. Thank you, though. Nope. That's a new one. Welcome. Florida boy. It's a Gators. Thank you. Not that it, I mean, I'm not saying Doug's ugly or he doesn't look like, but yeah, I just didn't get it. I don't get it. I don't see it, but okay. Either way. First one I got, I'm like, are you Doug's brother? And I'm like, first of all, Doug who? I didn't think about it, you know? I've been told that I sound like him too, yeah. And I'm like, no, I'm not. We're not brothers. They're like, wow, you look a lot like him. I'm like, okay. I think I'm actually older than he is, so he would look like me. I'll be 48 in November, so. Do I know what sounds good for lunch, Dago? A po' boy sausage sandwich with, damn it, I can't think of it right now. My eyes are not blue. Yes, my hair is definitely silverish. My eyes they change colors. They're hazel. And they go, if I'm in a really good mood, they turn green, like this green. If I'm sad, they get like a bluish color. They probably do because of the Blu-rays in the computer screen. But when I'm angry, they go weird. They get like a dark gray color, and they get like, yeah, they get weird looking when I'm mad. Hopefully you guys don't have to see that. I don't like showing you guys when I'm mad, because I'm not a nice person when I'm mad. And I don't like not being nice. Yep, that's what I figured. What are the sides that you always get with it, though? That's what I forgot. Chameleon eyes, yes. Yeah, my wife loved my eyes when she first met me. She said I had... How can I explain this without being gross? Yes, I do. I turn green when I'm mad. You wouldn't... Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry. I get really big, and my clothes rip off, and stuff like that, and the hair falls out on my face. What's up, stranger? Yeah, the green, when I'm really in like a really good mood, Cajun cornbread and the red beans. That's it. Sorry, I forgot. My apologies. Yet when I'm in a really, really good mood, they're like bright green. Um, like I said, oh yeah, well, when my wife first met me, she said, "Well, I know you'll appreciate this, squirrel," but she said that first of all, she loved the color of my eyes, and she noticed that they changed different colors. She said, "You have bedroom eyes," and I was like, "What do you mean by bedroom eyes? Like, do I look tired all the time or something like that?" She goes, "No, honey. Like, you have like f me eyes," and I was like, "Huh? Like, really?" She didn't say f me. She said, like fuck me eyes, and I was like, "Okay, what's the matter? You don't want to see my clothes fall off, Strike? Get over it, boy. Deal with it." See, all my old man sagginess and shit goes away when I get angry. It just tightens up, and I get like, you know. I don't know. I still don't know what that means. I never did understand that. I looked at myself. She told me that, and I'm like, every time I look in the mirror after that, I was like, what the hell is she talking about? What do I do? What's up, Robin? I'm like, how do I do that? Like, do I fix it? Should I fix it? She goes like, no, just like, you're fine. Don't worry about it. She goes, just stop looking. Don't look at other women the way you look at me. And I said, well, I wouldn't do that anyway. Fupa. Wow, everybody's coming in today. Good to see ya. Good to see you guys. And I was like, I would never look at anybody that way anyway. You're the love of my life, of course. And you guys will learn, for those of you that are new, my wife is the love of my life. I adore her absolutely 100%. So, stranger than Popper is ignoring you. Popper than fiction. Speak to the man. I am not being weird. What color are my eyes right now, guys? Now that I made that dumbass face. Weird is good. I'm just being goofy today. I'm in a good mood for right now, guys. So take advantage of it. I was shaving this morning, and I was looking at my old, as Strike would put it, my glassy eyes. Yeah, no, I don't. Don't worry, it ain't because of that. I don't do that. Not anymore. Probably just because I'm fucking tired. I never sleep. Um, and I was looking in the mirror, and this is. I know that's what I was saying, stranger. I was wondering if I should dye this. There's so much. I wish it would either just go white or stay this way. My wife says she likes it. I don't, because I look like a bum. I don't like it. Did I hear about Kate and Jagger? Oh shit! Let me know, Fupa. What's up? Give me the 411. Bam! I need it. What is the 411? Silver is. See, that's what she said too, Squirrel. I don't know. I go through these. Oh yeah, I heard about that. Who is Poopa? Fupa. I'm sorry. Sometimes I don't abbreviate. She's up above, right above you. It says ready, set, Fupa, Febreze, ricotta cheese, ricotta. Yeah, that's just a long ass word. I told you guys I'm lazy and I don't like to say everybody's names, so that's why I call you Squirrel. So I just call her Fupa, and she's okay with that, as far as I understand. Me, I'm Fupa. That's Fupa. For those of you that haven't been here in a couple days, Fupa. Let's see who else we got. Stranger, Miss April, and Miss Squirrel Girl are new, so please welcome them in the fashion that we do. And that is Ready Set Fupa Febreze. She's a very big true crimer and loves what we do in here, so you guys are introduced. And Miss April, same with you. talk amongst yourselves. And same with you, Robin, April, and Squirrel Girl. Of course, you know they're new, but again, welcome them in the true fashion that we do, everybody. Be nice to them. They're amazing peoples. And then I don't know if Giabella will be here or not. Dago is Poopa. I'll be whatever you guys want me to be. See? You have to keep your other half happy. That's the whole point. Happy wife, happy life. So, I'll tell you something I did watch last night, you guys. It kind of threw me for a loop. Oh, I got most of you guys in here now, so it's cool. Thank you, stranger. Welcome to all who are new. I didn't even get to. I can't see the chat when I'm up on panel like that because of the StreamYard thing. So I apologize if I didn't respond to you. I would have definitely said hi if I'd have seen you. But thank you. After that panel was done, I was scrolling through some shit. Popper the Italian Poopa. I'll be whatever you guys want me to be. I told you. As long as you guys are happy with me, that's all that matters. So anyway, and I don't typically talk about his stuff, okay? Well, especially not recently because I just don't want to get into that mix. But I was scanning through some stuff and I saw Ryan and his boys. They were doing they were going back through the old stuff for the Rodney case. I apologize, guys, if I'm too close. I cannot figure out how to make my camera back off any more than it is. So if I'm like in your face, I'm sorry. Oh, you're okay, Squirrel. Don't worry about it, hon. So anyway, guys, I don't know if any of you saw this, but do you guys remember the interview probably 6 weeks ago now that Tony Dodge with the... Yep, okay. How about that shit, Poopa? How about that? I was just like, damn. And I called his line this morning on his Insomniac thing he did. Yeah, Tony Dodge. I called in this morning because he was still live at 7 o'clock when I got up, right? So, like I said, Ryan does some far-fetched shit, but at the same time, you know, some of it is what it is. So I watched what he was doing last night with his boys. Okay, I went to bed about 12:30. They were still doing their thing. Woke up at 5:30 this morning, get my son ready for school and all that, you know. And I clicked scanning through, and Tony was live, and he had been live all night. I didn't know he did an all night stream, but whatever. I'm going camera down, but I'm still here. So anyway, you guys better listen to this. It's pretty interesting. So last night, Ryan was going through that video that had Zanime and Ryan and Tony Dodge about 6 weeks ago, where Ryan pretty much called out Zanime. Okay, Zanime, sorry. So, one of the guys that's in Ryan's crew was pulling something up, and Ryan pulled up some DMs that Tony was showing to Zanime or something like that to explain something, right? And so they start looking at this shit, and he zoomed in on it, and there's something in there that says, "We can gangbang her, Tony." It was one of his DMs, and it only had like 4 people in there in his DMs. Like, why do you only have 4 in there? First of all, which I was like, yeah, okay. But then it said blatantly, "We can gangbang her, Tony." And Ryan like shit a brick and shot through the roof. You know how he gets. And he's like, "What the fuck?" And blah, blah, blah. So Tony was live with his whatchamacallit, stream that he does all night. And he was taking call-ins. Well, Ryan called back. Ryan like clicked to get on panel, and he brought him up, and he goes, "All right, Tony." And he's holding his phone. And he's like, and he was like, "What's up, Ryan? You're live, or you're on board or on stage or some shit like that." And he's like, "So what?" Ryan was being nice. He wasn't being a dick. He was being calm at first. And he's like, "Can you explain to me why you're talking about gangbanging a woman or something like that?" Tony was a dick immediately. Like, immediately. And Ryan was like, "So who are you trying to gangbang, Tony?" And he was like, "Your mom, Ryan," and just was a dick the whole time. And anybody, he wouldn't explain it. He would not explain it. So I called in after watching it, and I was like, "Hey, Tony, yeah, what do you need?" I mean, he's taking calls on purpose, right? And I was like, "So, um, are you going to address that? Address what? I'm having a gangbang." I said, "So you're not going to take this serious at all?" "Nope, I am taking it serious. We're setting up to have a gangbang. You want to have a gangbang?" And I'm like, "Wow, fuck you, dude." I didn't say that, but I hung up like, okay, so you're not going to address it. You're not going to take it serious. You're not going to nothing. So, and I always thought there was something creepy about this dude, but like, come on now. Now, whether it was just somebody that DM'd him being a dumbass and saying something like that, okay, if that's the case, then address it and say that's what it is. Don't just leave it there like that. You know what I mean? Because everybody's automatically going to think the worst. Yeah, it was bad. So, and he went on with his stream and took probably 25, 35 calls and was a dick to everybody that called in. Even people that tried, like me, that tried to talk calmly to him, like, to explain it. Like, if it happened with something like that happened with me, I would try to explain it. I would explain it to everybody so you understood very calmly, not with all these fucking idiots on his panel saying dumb shit to you, trying to fight people, just being stupid, you know. But he just let it go, and he's married. But he just kept saying shit like that, you know, like, I don't have to answer that. Yeah, the fuck you do. I'm sorry, but you do. When you have some shit like that, if your shit gets put out like that and somebody sees it, which he showed it to them on purpose to show him something else and left that in there like the dumbass that he is, and you'd think he could see it with those fucking Coke bottle glasses, but I guess he didn't. So you have to explain that now. You have to. You can't just let that sit there. You have to explain it. I'm sorry. So it is what it is, guys. I would expect his channel to go down. I really would. It does, Fupa. 100%. He looks 500% suspicious now. Because if it was nothing, if it was a joke, not a funny joke, first off, but if it's a joke, if it's whatever, then you explain it away and walk away from it. Okay? But for you to sit there and say, I don't have to explain it, I'm not talking about it, or to be a smartass about it and keep going on with everybody that called in and said, yeah, we're gonna have gangbangs. We're gangbanging this and we're gangbanging, like, you fucking puke. Really? No, that's not how you do that. It wasn't Ryan. It was Tony Dodge. Ryan caught it and called him and asked him, or got on his panel and asked him why it was in there. Like I said, I don't agree with everything Ryan does, okay? I don't dislike him completely, but I don't agree with everything he does. But he does have a passion for some of this stuff. And he has found out some things that normally nobody would have found out that don't make no sense, okay? I'm not saying I'm going to follow what he says all the way to the hilt and agree with him, but some of the stuff he has figured out does make some sense. So that's my thought on that, you guys. Yeah, that was just fucked up, guys. I'm sorry. You have to explain that, dude. You can't let that sit like that and just brew and brew, because by tonight, you know what that's going to be. You know what everybody's going to say about Tony Dodge now. Somebody in here tell me what you think's going to happen by 10 o'clock tonight if he just lets that brew. I think, Fupa, I think Ryan found a story inside the story is what I think. Okay? I think there's something else going on that had nothing to do with that scenario with Kylie, but offhandedly had something to do with the whole situation. Like I said, there's a story inside this story with him, I think. Because the whole anime, Ickmail, Ronnie guy, all that whole thing, that's a whole different scenario, I think. It's just linked into this. Who are you looking for, Robin? Oh, I found it. Hold on a minute. I'll show you. If it's here, I'll show you guys real quick. I don't see that stream though. Hmm. I don't think this is the one, but I'll see. Hold on.
Wow.
And I will do any paperwork.
Yeah.
And
She keeps us from getting sued.
Yeah, this isn't the one.
And
it's called American.
I think it's still actually vibrating in the back.
It's called American Dream Chasers.
Turn it off for me.
But the stream from this morning is gone. At least I can't find it yet.
Like I No. It's called.
Yep, this is from 9/11. The one for him would have been for the 12th. And nope, it's gone. It was either taken down or he took it down. What's up, Austin? Good to see you, brother. Yeah, it's not up here now. Fupa. The last one I can find is from 9/11. So, no, it's not the one with Xanaman. Well, that one was from the. Let me see. That was from August. Wonder if that one's taken down too. Oh, wait, here, I found it. This is the one from this morning. I think Queen Bee has it recorded. I think this is it. Hold on.
Hey guys.
That way you guys could see what he was doing.
DeWalt samples today. Just fill out.
I don't agree with it, and I think it's really ignorant.
Right to your door.
Hey, well, I went over to his panel and said, "Hey, bitch, who the fuck you talking about gangbanging while you trying to figure this mystery out to where this little girl is? You want to see somebody freak the fuck out? Watch this." And ask what.
All right, check this out. This is from this morning, right before I called in. Ryan jumped on his panel and called him out on it, and here we go.
But David? No one? Alright, I tried.
All right. Let me see here.
Thank you so much, Christine. I appreciate that. Thanks for jumping over here, hon. I appreciate you guys so much. All right, hold on, guys. I want to make sure you can hear this. I just couldn't believe this. Like I said, I don't really go with a lot of what Ryan says. I definitely never really cared for Tony Dodge, but that's just my personal opinion. But this right here, you can see Ryan wasn't being super, ignorant to him. He was just like, dude, what is this about, And hold on a minute. I got my thing all screwed up here. 1 second, guys. My apologies, but here we go. Hold on. All right. Well, make sure you tell Doug that, Christine. That's what I've been telling him. If they like when I'm over there, I'll go over there. I enjoy going on panel with them. Doug's a lot of fun. So is Lisa. Or Crime and Justice, I'm sorry. All right. Make sure you guys can hear this. My volume or my audio sucks, you guys. I'm working with like trying to get better equipment, but I'm doing what I can do.
Who are you gangbanging in your DMs?
It's your mother.
You gonna answer the question?
I'm answering the question. Are you gonna ask?
Can you guys hear that okay? Yay, nay? I hope so. I'm a-trying.
Good. Are you gonna ask a question?
Yeah. Who are you gangbanging on your DMs, buddy? Who's that? Who are you talking to?
Your mom did.
See?
Your mom.
Now, the first thing I would have done, you guys, you see how he's being all cocky and arrogant with him? He's defensive as soon as Ryan came on there. Okay? I'd have said, hey, listen, let me explain this to you. This is what it was. Unless he's hiding something, and there it is.
You're not getting to me. I'm 31 years old. Who are you gangbanging?
Your mom did.
He's not answering the question.
I'm asking you the question.
Now his heart rate's going up. He's starting to say stupid shit, right?
Hey, you're starting to say stupid shit.
I'm starting to screenshot you talking about gangbanging somebody with another guy.
Ryan.
Who is this?
Ryan.
Oh no, Tony God.
Oh no.
They said we can gangbang her, Tony.
Let's do it.
Man,
Let's
you
do
know
it.
that was
Yeah, he was,
that
Fupa.
was right before this Collie Rodney case, but
Wow, Ryan, you're a genius, man. I appreciate you being here. Wow, you're a genius. Ryan, you're a genius.
I know.
Should we just call you Ryan Jones or?
Deflecting.
No, I'm asking you. Are you Ryan Jones?
Deflecting.
You're gonna answer the question or
I'm
not?
asking you a question. Are you Ryan Jones? Are you real?
Wait. One more. Deflecting.
Freaking out.
Are you real? No, Ryan, are you real? Ryan, are you real? I don't think you're real. Hey, Ryan, is your CD real? Is your records real?
Not only is he deflecting, he's really deflecting.
I'm asking you, Ryan. Are you real? Are you Ronnie? Ryan, are you Ronnie?
Even the people on your panel are going, what the?
And they are. If you look at this guy here and listen to what he says in a minute. This guy, she's dumbfounded. Okay, they're all kind of like, what the fuck just happened? This is all deflection. And this dude doesn't want anybody else to talk. He doesn't want anybody to listen to him. Just watch this. This is crazy.
We're trying to figure you out.
Talking about gangbanging.
Everybody thinks you're crazy, man. Everybody thinks you're crazy.
That's cool. I don't care.
No, I got tons of emails from your fans that think you're nuts.
I don't think that's true, but
Well, why do
okay.
you care? You just said it on my show. Why do you care?
Tony's DMs right
Yeah,
here.
why do you care,
Instagram
Ryan?
user.
Ryan, why do you care?
We
You
can
just said you don't care.
gangbanger.
Yeah.
Answer me this, you guys.
So,
We're
Ryan,
gonna
so,
have
Ryan,
a
do you
fucking
care?
group
See how he's talking over him? He doesn't want them to hear what he's saying. I mean, this is pathetic.
sex with Tony.
Hey,
Right.
And look at this chick down here. Their faces are all the same. They're just kind of like, what?
Ryan,
Group sex with Tony's ugly ass.
Ryan, are you going to answer the question or are you going to play games?
And he won't answer the question that Ryan asked first, but now it's the other. Now he's trying to flip it on Ryan. You know what I mean? And that's the thing is Ryan does get pissed and he does act like a jackass at times with people. It is what it is when he gets, but he's not right now. He's not trying to be an asshole. He was just simply asking a question and he completely deflected the question and won't answer it at all.
how are you in touch with someone else? DMs? I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Why? Because
No,
Right
how?
you see right here where it says American Dream Chaser?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, do you see Tony's panel? This is
Okay.
Tony pulling up his fucking DM.
Now watch the next comment that Tony makes. I about shit myself laughing.
I'll be done. So what's going
He was-
on there, Ryan?
He's too goddamn stupid
All right,
to
all right,
think that he left it in there.
all
Are
right.
you saying it's a screenshot?
All right. So what's going on, Ryan?
No, this isn't it. Hold on. It's going to be another.
Explain. Ryan Jones. Ryan Jones.
So you're saying it's a
He's calling him that because of Ronnie Jones.
screenshot, right?
No. So what's going on? I'm confused, Ryan. All right. So he told the phone up and
Here it comes. This comment blew me out of the complete, like blew me out of the fucking water. I was dying laughing.
that's all we got. So what's going on, Ryan?
No,
I don't think it's, I think the phone is fake.
I think the phone is fake. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I think the phone is fake. It's a fake phone, guys. This is a toy. It's fake. He has said that, Robin. I really want to know how how they got an interview with Sammy, who linked them to. Thank you, Florida boy. That was my question. I wanted to know that myself.
He's holding a fake phone.
It's a fake phone.
Is that phone fake? Is that a fake phone, Ryan?
I'm actually confused.
Ryan.
I'm actually confused. Are you? Look how calm Ryan is staying with this, too.
Ryan Jones, fake phone? Go ahead, Ryan Jones. I'm listening.
You're busted, Tony. You're busted.
Are you real? Ryan, are you real? Are you Ronnie? Ryan, are you Ronnie?
Oh my God, this guy's a fucking idiot. There it is, right there. See it? We can gangbang her 6 weeks ago, right before. The reason why Ryan brought this to, I mean, other than the fact that it's just wrong to say it, okay? It was 6 weeks ago, which was right before Kylie Rodney went missing. Directly right before. Or I think right around the time. Okay? And that's why Ryan wanted to bring it to everybody's attention. The fact that I don't even care about that part, okay? I mean, it is fucked up to say something like that. And for whatever reason, I don't think it's fake. Okay? That's just my thought. I could be wrong. The biggest issue with me is that Tony's completely fucking deflecting and dodging. I mean, his name's Tony Dodge, but come on, guys. The question and will not answer it. Yeah, they said that the guy, they said that him and the other guy that's in the top middle box that they were all over Ryan, which, I don't know. The one guy kind of was being cool with Ryan. I don't care about any of that, but. So, there it is, folks. What do y'all think? Because I think that's fucked up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That is fucked up. Mind my words, but it is crazy. Unbelievable. All you got to do, Tony, is say, hey, somebody got in my DM somehow and sent me, an ignorant comment, and I forgot to delete it. Or is that what happened? What actually happened? I'm kind of curious now. Not trying to get into no drama, but that was fucked up. I'm sorry. I don't care what anybody says. I bet the wife knows now, Poopa. So, anyways. Yeah. Yeah. I got you on that one, Strike. So, anybody got any comments or complaints about that, or anything that you want to add to that before I go into the next thing? Because I just thought that was ridiculously crazy. You cannot, if you're a YouTuber, a live streamer, a podcaster, a radio show host, any of that kind of stuff. when something like that is brought out to somebody's attention, you cannot just let it ride. You can't let it sit there and brew and brew and brew, because, like I said, by 10 o'clock tonight, with the way YouTube works, they're going to have him being all sorts of things. By shit, they may have him being the person that murdered Kylie. You know what I'm saying? Anybody. That's just the way YouTube works. So you have to defend yourself, explain yourself, address the situation, whatever it is, you got to do it. Absolutely. I absolutely agreed with Ryan on that. You can't let shit like that happen. Not at all. So I did watch the, I can't show it to you guys yet because it's too early. And most of you guys have probably seen it, but I watched the AWP video on, thank you, Fupa, on, let's wake up, Dago, on Delissa Fuentes. And they very good videos, both of them, okay? So, let's see here.
Enjoy smart, effortless comfort on both.
No, I agree with you, Squirrel, because he don't let shit go, and he does shit. You know, he goes at the thing. I mean, he believes in what he believes, and if he believes in something, he deals with it until it's dealt with. Period. That's all you can say about it. I respect that, and I do respect the passion that he has for these cases that he puts into it. Like I said, I don't always agree with what his theories are, but I appreciate his passion, because he does have passion for it, and he does not give up until he gets what he wants out of the situation. That's for sure. So, all right, where are we at here? Jared said I can show different clips from this, but I can't show the whole video, which absolutely I respect that 100%. So there's a part in here that really bothers me, and I want to show you guys this. I think it's this part. Nick and Doug did an interview with Delissa's aunt, and I don't know who the little girl is. I missed that. I think it's her cousin. And they were talking to them. They were talking to him about Delissa, what went on with it, and the whole thing. Okay, with I'm stuttering like crazy today. I was all worked up about that Tony Dodge thing. Sorry, guys. My ADHD's kicked in pretty bad. The hell was I trying to tell you guys now? See? I do too, Christine. 100%. On this situation, I do. I really do. I'm going to show you guys a little clip from this. A couple little clips. And if I can find the right part.
Please let us know where Jalissa is.
Yeah, this is the interview. But like I said, out of respect, and thank you, Christine. I appreciate that too. I don't know how well you're going to pick up the audio from the video, but we'll see.
It's a lot of fight that you guys have.
We're not gonna stop fighting. We're gonna bring her home.
If you guys know anything, please let us know where Jalissa is.
Or if you the ones that have her, like, she's ours. Like, please let her go.
Okay, so 1 second. Let me check something, you guys. Okay. Now I gotta get, and that comment right there, she's ours, please let her go. Like, this family is 100%. Probably one of the most. I mean, the family's beautiful, guys. Period. And they're probably one of the most. I can't even think of the right word to say. They're the most involved family I've seen with somebody that goes missing like this. You know what I mean? There's different levels for that, Fupa. What's up, Michelle? Welcome, welcome, welcome. So let me get to the point that I'm trying to find here. Okay, it was Jalissa's mom, cousin, and aunt. I did say that, I thought. And they said, let me make sure I'm going to find the right spot.
All her money, bought her own car, like paid cash.
Responsible.
Yes, and she still had her money in the bank, and
which means nobody's messed with her or bank cards or none of that. That's a good. There's Giabella. What's up, hon? Thank you so much, by the way, last night for shouting out my channel. I really appreciate that. You have no idea. I really do. More than you know. And I gained some new people last night, so thank you so much. So much. Yes, this is the other new person, guys, that you weren't here. Robin wasn't here yesterday. Stranger, I didn't see, and a couple other people. So this is the other new one, and she's awesome too. Absolutely, absolutely. But what was I trying to show you guys? Hold on one second, guys. I'm a little like all over the place today, so please excuse me. Where's Miss Heather at today? All right, that's what I'm trying. That's what I was trying to find. My other mod, Miss CC. Give me 1 second, everybody. I apologize once again. I'll be right there. Some people never get notifications, so I have to send like a couple personal notifications to a few people. And I forget to do it sometimes. All right. Back to the business at hand. Yes, thank you so much. I hope you enjoy it over here, Gia. I really do. Thank you, Strike. I appreciate you, brother. You guys will see in the chat the cash apps and stuff being dropped. I'm not monetized, so the mods put those out to help me out, so on and so forth. So that's why they get streamed to the chat, just in case anybody wondered. Some people do it, some people don't. I explain everything. So mom is more good. Good to hear, Robin. I'm glad she's doing better. I will keep sending prayers that way for her and good vibes. Absolutely. Thank you, G. I appreciate that. I really do, hon. Okay.
she just loved her family. Like she was very silly, hilarious, outgoing.
All right, now where is the spot where they tell her or they tell them? Maybe this is it.
Exploring sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like being out.
Yeah.
But the one thing about her is she didn't ever drive on freeway.
Yeah, no, she doesn't know how to drive on the freeway.
Yeah, she was too scared.
Come on, let's get there.
Time gap there.
They didn't tell us the time. They just said her phone was pinged in the bottle.
All right, this is part of what my problem is with
What she doing at the gas station?
She was buying something she bought.
My issue with this whole thing is this family is struggling. Now, I understand, you guys, that I know, April. This family is so they breaks my heart every time I watch them talk. Okay, because they are so lost without her. They're so involved in finding her. They're trying to be, but law enforcement is not cooperating with them. And I know that there's certain things they can't tell you. Okay, during an investigation, I get that. This doesn't make sense
She
though.
bought something and then she swiped her card. She walked into the car and then she took off west.
Do we know what she bought?
I don't know.
They didn't tell us.
There's one. They won't tell them even that. Okay. Now, let's move forward a little bit. Right here. Okay.
But we didn't get that until like
I don't know how many days after.
barely last week, right? Because we
I went too far. Hold on, guys. Yep, here it is.
After the party.
Okay.
After
And do we know what she was doing at the gas station?
she was buying something. She bought something and then she swiped her card. She walked into the car and then she took off west.
Do we know what she bought?
I don't know.
They didn't tell us. We wanted to see the receipts and they
kept everything. Yeah.
Oh, so but the police department has that.
They probably
Okay.
do. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure. 'Cause, I mean, that whole time when we were when
It does, yeah, absolutely.
Nebraska
we were,
Avenue,
yeah,
right?
we were searching all that time, but I guess they had the footage already that she had came back into town.
Okay, and there it is, right there. This bothers me. This bothers me a lot. Okay, she went out towards the Avocado Lake and Pine Flats. Okay, so the family, the entire family, they have a very large family. The entire family is out there for days upon days searching, with no communication with law enforcement. Nobody's saying anything to them. Nobody's helping them. Nobody's helping them. Her mother right here says that she ran into a sheriff's deputy. They were passing out flyers. She ran into a sheriff's deputy that didn't even know what the hell was going on, or didn't even know she was missing. Now, you would think there would be a bolo out immediately through all law enforcement in that area for a missing girl. Right or wrong? Am I right or am I wrong, guys? This is ridiculous, and it irritates the shit out of me. So, they're out there for days searching out in the country area, as his mother calls it, okay? Looking through back roads, through fields, through weeds, through this, through that, everything else, nonstop, for days. When the whole time they had video of her coming back into town in her vehicle by herself, it says. And they're out there. You could have at least made a phone call and said, hey, we got a hook on her. She's in somewhere in town now. She's not out there. Instead, they're wasting days upon days looking for their daughter, their niece, their cousin, their family member, their loved one, where she's not. That's a wasted resource, and they don't seem to care. That bothers me more than you guys know. I'm sorry, but that highly irritates me to no end.
We didn't know.
We were out there in the country for days. For days. All
All of us for
and even our family we were going through roads and like.
And so you said they have her coming back into town.
Right.
When, like, what was the time gap there?
They didn't tell us the time. They just said her phone was pinged in the Avocado Pine Flats Lake area that morning.
Uh-huh.
That was the last ping.
But we didn't get that until like barely last week, right? Because we started searching on our own.
See, all that time wasted. I mean, this is wrong. This is so wrong because, like I said, this whole family is completely involved in this case, helping in any which way they can, and they're not getting any kind of help from law enforcement whatsoever, and that bothers me. It really does. That's why Doug was doing it on his channel, and he said, Dago, you can do this on your channel too. Please do, so on and so forth. Get it out there. We need to get it out there as much as we can. I wish I lived in California, because if I did, I would be down there looking for her myself. And God bless Doug for going out doing what he's doing, But this woman runs into a sheriff's deputy that had no clue that the girl was even missing and gave him a flyer. Something's wrong with that. I'm sorry, but something's wrong with that. I'm not saying that law enforcement's involved in this one or anything like that. All I'm saying is they're not doing their damn job. And I don't want to hear because they're shorthanded or they're short-staffed or whatever. That's bullshit, you guys. That's no. Absolute bullshit. I'm sorry. So that right there, that's what I was going to show you. Like I said, I can't show you guys the whole video yet. I'd love to, but it bugs me. It bugs me. I do have the number up running. If anybody wants to call in, and if you want to put your thoughts, your theories, whatever out, let me know. I'm down to hear them, guys. Anybody else, please do. Because I'm at a loss for this one. I don't understand this, especially when you have a family that is this involved, that cares. You know, it's not the Wells case. It's not the Rodney case. It's none of that stuff. This family cares. This family wants their daughter and their loved one home. They're completely involved, and they can't even get their questions answered. And they're not rude. They're not mean. They're very accepting of everything and anything anybody gives them. I just don't understand it. I don't get it. So I don't know. What are you guys talking about over here? Oh, I agree with you, Fupa. I really do too. 100%. So I was gonna ask two guys. What do you guys think? Do you think it was an abduction? I mean, I can't see anywhere else to go with it other than a possible abduction. Oh, are you talking about with the Kylie's case, or with the other story inside the story? Is that what you're talking about, Christine? And I do agree with you. I absolutely do. I'm on his side as far as that goes. I am absolutely 100%. And that is absolutely true, Squirrel. It's sad too. My wife brought another case to me yesterday, you guys, and said that it just happened. And I don't know what the outcome is right now. I'm going to have to look into it. There was two girls that went missing yesterday that were riding their bikes. One was 17, one was 15. She didn't give me the details because I was in the middle of something, but she said she would let me. She was going to save it and give me the rest of it on it. So I'll be looking into that one next. Let's see what we got here. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm trying to find that video to show you guys. I didn't get to show you yesterday. Let me see if I can pull this up. There was a rumor going around too that all of her phone history's been deleted. That's not good. Not good at all. I don't like that at all. Here, I think I know what I can do. That's the one I wanted to go over with you guys to get your guys' opinion on too. 1 second. All right, 1 second. I think it's in here, and I can. I believe this is the one. Let me see. I think this is it. What's up, Whistle? Welcome. All right, guys. This is actually one of Doug's videos. So, and he's told me to use them. So we'll use this one. Always works out. All right. Again, this is Doug went to this AM/PM, by the way, guys. For those of you that are from over there, you guys know this already, but the other people in here, I'm just going to explain. This is the store, the AM/PM that he went to, that she was last seen at. He actually pulled into her parking space over here. And again, you guys, this is what blows my mind. One of the big things. Okay, I'm going to blow this up really big for you guys to look at this. Okay. Hopefully you guys can see my cursor. I'm going round and round circles here. Right here, underneath the eave of this right here, these look like lights, right? They're not. They're cameras, you guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 fucking cameras. 8 cameras, you guys. And we saw one camera view. And I believe it was probably this one right here, because that's the center camera pointing over this way to where the car was, right? Okay, so moving along. Yeah, we don't need to worry about Viagra right now. All right, now this is, I believe, when she gets to the store. Okay. All right, stop. She gets out of the car, you guys. Okay. Now watch this. She's standing for a minute talking to somebody. Turns around, goes to the back window. So I'm thinking she had somebody in the front seat and the back seat, because I think while she was standing there, right here, I think while she's doing that, she's having a conversation with whoever may be in the front seat, right? So then she's done with that conversation, shuts her door, goes to the back seat and says, okay, you wanted what? Okay, gotcha. And goes in. She stands there. She's talking to somebody, listen to what they're saying, whatever, turns around. What did you want again? Okay, I got you. And goes inside. There's people in that car. Where are those people now? That's what I want to know. There are people in that car. Where are they now? And when she came back into town, that was as big as I could get. Gia, hold on, hon. Or wait, well, let me try this now. See if that makes it any bigger. 1 second. Is that better? That's about as big as I can go, hon. Let's do it again. Okay. Hope that's better, Gia. So she stands there and she has the conversation with the person, I think, in the front seat. Then she goes to that person. Okay, you wanted what? Okay. And goes in. Play it again. And mind you, yes, she was still, I think, a little tipsy too. But also, I want to know why we can't see. I swear, I tried to blow this up by itself without sharing the screen, and I can't get any bigger than, it was a little bit bigger than this, but I swear there's somebody in there, right over there. You can't see in the back seat, obviously, but it's still. Sorry, guys. You turn left the other way. There we go. That's odd. So there's definitely people in that car. Most definitely people in that car. But then the only thing that was told to her family is that when she came back into town after she went out towards Avocado Lake and all that, this is Selma, California, hon. It's very weird. Right. She was standing at the door talking to somebody in the front, and then she went to the back window. So there's at least, at the very minimum, 2 other people in that car with her. Right. I almost said, yeah. Right. She didn't act real funny inside the store. You guys saw that video yesterday. She didn't act funny inside the store, I don't think anybody in the car was. That's in your county, Robin? Okay, yeah, it's Selma, California. That's where this happened at. Yeah. So you've seen that store then, Robin? I called the store and I tried to act like, to talk to the person that works midnights to find out who that was. I'm not going to get into the unibrow thing again, but what I was going to say was I knew I wasn't going to be able to. I was going to say that I was a couple dollars short and I needed to know who that person was because they let me. I bought a pack of cigarettes. I was a couple dollars short, and they let me go. And I wanted to return the money to that person from the night that I was there. I was gonna, try to talk to that person, or at least get their name. And they wouldn't let me do it. So, which I kind of figured, but at least I tried. So, yeah, the rest of this is pretty much the same. I see you, Popper Jack. I see you. Thank you, Strike, once again. So there's that. Yep, Bernie the unibrow guy. I don't think you guys have seen that. I know some of you have, but I welcome Miss CC, the sweetest lady on the internet. Good to see you. I don't know how it works with the cell phone. I don't know what the scenario is with the cell phone. I had heard from another video that everything in the cell phone was erased. The whole cell phone history was erased. I don't know how true that is, you guys. Oh, Miss CC, there's a couple new people in here again. Miss Christine. I think you were here yesterday for Gia and April and Squirrel, but there is also Christine Rose. So again, another new person. Welcome. This is Miss Cece. I call her the sweetest lady on the internet because she is, in my opinion. She's very sweet to me, always. Let me see here. I think there was 2 people in her car. She got there. They said it was at 3:59 a.m. Okay, the time that they said that her car came back into town, or that she missed. What did she miss? 2 calls. Her sister missed 2 calls from her at 5:25 and 5:26 a.m., which was roughly an hour after she left the AM PM. So she drove all the way out to Avocado Lakes, and Pine Flat, I think it's called, and then turned around for whatever reason and came back into town. I don't know if they drove out there to smoke in the car on the drive, and then came back, and then wherever she went, which I'm going to venture to say, you guys, this is my thought on this. Sorry about this. I'm going to venture to say that whoever was in the car, she dropped off and maybe went to meet up with one other person, unless the person that was in the back seat was still there. And however they know that she came back into town, they didn't see that person in the car. That's who we have to figure out, who was in the car. That's what I want to know. It's driving me nuts. Crazy. So what do you guys think? Actually, I probably should just pin that. Let me see if I can find anything. 1 second. Oh, there was also another video that popped out that I was going to show you guys too. Not that I don't want to jump back and forth like that, but I thought it was kind of important. Yeah, that's it too. Well, and here's the thing. I found out the argument wasn't really an argument, Michelle. I guess they said that she just kind of came into the party kind of loud, and they didn't like that because it was kind of quiet. So they kind of just, I think they told her to leave because of that, and I think that was all it was. But I'm not 100% sure on that. I think LE should be sharing any kind of new information they get on the case. They said literally they would not tell her. They knew that she came into town, and they wouldn't tell the family where she went. Why would you not do that? Which means they have footage of her somewhere else after she came back into town. Why would you not tell the family that at all? Because I think they know that the family's going to go searching and looking, and for whatever reason, they don't want them to do that. I think they know something, and they're not letting on to that, personally. So, real quick, something new popped up in the Kylie Rodney case. I don't know, Robin. I know there's a lot of them that live in that area that aren't, but I think they are because they have a business and everything. All right, this is Via Crime Stories Obsessed. It's from what I understand, the video is about Mags. Kylie, this is back to the Kylie Rodney case. I'm sorry, I don't like to jump back and forth, but this was kind of important. It's in regards to Mags' mother talking to the media. So I thought that would be interesting for us to look at real quick. So they may have been upset when she went home and got Let me see something here. It's easier just to throw this up for everybody to see. Right. That's pretty much what happened. I think in some senses, Squirrel, that you have to. There's certain things they can't tell the family in the investigation, but that I would think you'd be able to tell. It doesn't make any sense to me. And Robin said, I asked because if she isn't, law enforcement might not care. Sad but true. Lots of bigots here. Oh, yeah, I understand. I get it. I get it. Hell yeah. Team Doug. Team Doug. Yes, welcome, welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you guys. It absolutely is. And I think that that is part of what the problem was, Squirrel, is because the family has been so involved in searching, and maybe they don't want them going to look for her in the specific area for whatever reason, whether they think maybe it could be dangerous to the family or that their part of their investigation is to watch certain people and it might screw it up if they, do you know what I mean? Give me one moment, guys, please. Be right with you. Back. Username. Hi, I'm new. Okay, welcome. You are username new. That's interesting. I like that. Sorry, guys. That was my wife. I have to talk when she calls. It's very important. All right, so I got to show you guys this. This is very important. Very important. Okay? But I need everybody's full attention when they see this. It's very important. Very important, guys. All right? You guys ready? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, squirrel. All right, so let me share the screen with you guys real quick. And just look at it. Look at it. Look at it. I know you see it. I know you see it. Does everybody see it? Has anybody in there? I know I'm going off subject here, but I have to show this to you guys, all of you guys. I want you guys to meet Bernie the Brow right there. Never seen anything like this in my life. Yeah. No, it's I'm actually showing you the brow, Michelle. I've never seen anything like that in my life. There's not even a dip, guys. Usually there's like a dip and it's light there, like a little bit of hair, you know. This is a monster right there. That's unbelievable. I think that thing has its own area code. No, he probably needs like a 6.5. No 4.0 ain't gonna do it, squirrel. This dude, scares me. That's all I gotta say. It's a train wreck. You cannot look away from it. You can't look away from it. I know you can't. I already have PTSD from it, by the way, squirrel. So whatever. Just a little tiny bit of comic relief. You gotta thank Doug for that. He had me going the other day. I mean, I was laughing. You can ask Squirrel. She was in there. I think Gia was in there too. I was laughing so hard that I thought I cracked my ribs. Now you want to watch Aladdin? No. This dude, yeah, this is like Jafar or some shit. The area code there is 559. His face's area is 55. I look, and I told everybody the other day, nobody was listening to me though. I said, that's not a unibrow, you guys. That is Voldemort's mustache. Period. That's all there is to it. If you guys know who Voldemort is. For those of you that may not know, Michelle, you might not know. You probably do, but may not. Some people don't know who Voldemort is. He's the bad guy in Harry Potter. This is just too much. Yep, I named him. I named him Bernie. He's got his own name, his own area code. And like I said, when this dude walks in to get a haircut, the fucking barber probably passes out when he sees him. I know I would. Shit. No way in hell. Yeah, Doug pulled this up and I was losing my fucking mind. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, Squirrel. We had a good time that night. Everybody did. Do you know his name, Robin? You could help in this case by knowing these people if you're in that area. If you live in that area. Because Doug was there in that store and tried to talk to them, and he said this guy lied to him. I can't get past it. I can't, you guys. I've never seen anything like this in my life, ever. I'm afraid of it. Okay. Well, listen, how often do you go in there, though, Robin? That's what I was wondering. Do you ever go in there, like, late at night? Probably not, because that's a shitty-ass neighborhood, isn't it? I know the first time that Doug pulled this up, I stopped and turned back and looked, and I was like, what in the God's name is that? Okay. I can't get past it. I can't. I'm going to take it down now, because if I don't, I will not stop staring at it. See? You can't. It's like a fucking train wreck. You can't stop looking at it. And there's silence, too. It's so quiet. Because you can't stop looking at it. Unbelievable. Wax? Wax, April? Are you kidding me? There's no way in hell you could wax that thing. No way in hell. Yeah, I was waiting for it, Squirrel, to walk off his face. That's what I was waiting for. Nothing you can say about it. Right. That's kind of what I figured, Robin. I was thinking that myself. I wouldn't want you to go in there late at night and, if by chance you happen to go in there and see this guy again, get his name, please. That's all you got to do. Look at his name tag and get his name. That's all I'm asking. That would be helping a huge amount. Chainsaw. You need fucking shrub bush trimmers or whatever the hell them shrub hedge trimmers. There you go. And they'd probably still get caught in it. I got to take it down. I can't look at it anymore. I'm pretty sure I have PTSD from that. I'm telling you. Never seen anything like that in my life. Never. Your mom's eye doctor's in that town. Okay. How far away are you from that, Robin? Bushwhackers. Yeah. This dude is something else. And he's got the personality of a fucking cardboard box. So, Doug was trying to talk to him, and you can... Oh, my God. Post-traumatic browse syndrome. PTBS. Yeah, I have that too now. PTBS. Half hour away. Okay. How often do you pass through there, Robin? Is like you go like just every now and then or on a regular basis? And there was something else about that night that weirded me out. Okay. I'm not saying that it was anything in particular, but with the footage there, okay. PTBS, exactly, Squirrel. The when they showed the footage of the car of her when she got there, she got out of her car and all that stuff and went back out. There's a black Impala sitting next to that parked there, which I want to think it's one of the employees' cars. It just the car itself weirded me out for something for whatever reason I don't know. Every couple of months, okay. Well, if by chance you happen to stop there anytime soon, and you see that guy, because it's obvious that he's unmistakable. Him and Bernie work together every day that they're there together, so you can't miss him by any means. Just don't stare too long. I know it's going to be hard, but look at his name tag and give me his name, please. That's all I'm asking. And if you see any other workers in there, if you can remember their names, get their names too. I really would like to know the name of the midnights, the person that works midnights, but I don't expect you to go in there overnight, by any means whatsoever. I would never want you to do that. But that is, yeah. PTBS. I love it. PTBS. I think we just made a whole new. Like I have PTSD from other things, but now I don't know. That dude, he just scares the shit out of me. Never seen anything like that before. Never. He couldn't remember it. That was the thing, and we tried to zoom in on the video. I can't get any closer. It's blurred out. I think it started with a K, but I can't tell for sure. I mean, I wouldn't call him anything but Bernie with that thing on his face, but absolutely it does. Humor is the best thing in the world. Absolutely is. Absolutely is. So does anybody have any thoughts on this situation? Anything new you want to add? Again, 234-703-4047. Please feel free to call in. I'd be glad to talk to you, to hear what you have to say. Anybody? Nobody? Either way, whatever you want to do. Oh yeah, that's better. So what do you think, guys? Give me some 411. Give me some input. It was hilarious, Squirrel Girl. It was great. Well, he unblocked you though, didn't he? What did you say, Robin? What are you talking about? Just taking my medicine, man. I'm just kidding. I don't do that. Yeah, I know. I had to show that to everybody. I've never seen anything. I can't get past it. So, nobody's got none for me? That's fine. It's fine. Oh, it's okay. I'm sure he'll unblock you. It was all in fun. It was all in fun. It's all good. Oh man. Mm, not a whole lot, Michelle. Little girl's room. Oh, you're late. You're late for class, Michelle. I can't. I can't. It's okay. You're allowed to be late every now and then, Michelle. Mm-hmm. I feel like I should have alerted you guys beforehand and just said, you know, first time you see it, it's just like, what the hell? And what is that? Who let their dogs out? Who? That was original, wasn't it? I don't know, guys. I don't know. I have to call a doctor. An appointment with Monday because I thought it was Sunday all day. Hangs her head. That happens to the best of us, Michelle. Don't worry about it. That you did do, Squirrel. I'll say that much. I will say that much. That was an interesting night. It was quite fun, though. All right, guys. Well, I've been going for 2 hours, 45 minutes. Nobody's got anything to add. Nobody's calling in, so no worries. I just wanted to touch base on those. Oh, no. I'm not done yet. Sorry. I got lost. The unibrow completely screwed me up. That and my wife calling. Sorry. I did not mean to do that to you guys. 1 second. 1 second, guys. God, I'm such a donkey. Yes. Sorry. Dago's a jackass. Dago is a jackass, you guys. I make my mistakes too often sometimes, but I do. Let me find this thing now. I was going to show you guys something else real quick. Um, should have pre-screened this too, by the way. I see that. It is 100% a win, my friend. Thank you. I'm curious to know who she has been conversing with in the past few days before she went missing. And that right there is the biggest thing. I agree. Well, you'll get one every now and then. We just seem to get them all that day. I don't know what it was. But, alright. Let me see here. Okay, I'm ready. Alright, guys, I'll pull this up and let you see it now. This is Kylie's quote unquote best friend, Mags. Supposedly, her mother talks to the media, I guess. And I'd be curious to see what she has to say. I'd like to know what's going through Mag's head because I feel like she is the least guilty in everything that has to do with this. That's kind of what I was thinking in that with as far as that goes, April. It's very possible. It is very possible. All right, let's check this out. She's not a pretty crier, I'll say that much.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Emma and you're at Crime Stories Obsessed.
Yes, this comes from Crime Stories Obsessed. All right, I hope you guys can see okay.
We have gone through with the Kylie Rodden case, all the different parties involved that were with her around about the time that she disappeared. And as we know, Kylie was last seen at this party that she attended, near Prosser Family Campground in Truckee. And that was just north of Lake Tahoe, and this was in the early hours of the 6th of August. One of the friends, Sammy, spoke out about her story regarding what happened that night, urging others to come forward and encouraging people to have, teen-to-teen interviews as such.
I don't like her.
With information that they might not want to share with the
No,
police.
I don't.
Sammy, 18, she was apparently a close friend of Kylie's, although I don't really believe she
No,
was.
she wasn't.
I think she just knew her. Was also at the Prosser Family Campground, where between 100 200 people were in attendance. Now, she claimed that the last person to speak to Kylie was herself. And she said, I was the last person to speak to her at 12:36 a.m. when she asked me if I still needed a ride home, she said. And she obviously found someone else, and that was that. Although it seems strange if Kylie's phone died
Rest
at
in peace, sweetheart.
12:30 or 12:33, that Sammy was able to have a conversation with her at 12:36. Anyway, we've already discussed that. But what I wanted to talk to you today about was Mags Larson. So she's the other friend, and she was the one that was apparently the best friend of Kylie. Now, she also went to the party. They arrived about 9 o'clock, and apparently she was there for 10 minutes. Her boyfriend arrived, and she went home. Something happened. Apparently, Kylie's mother knows what it is that happened. We were told that it was something to do with some bong rips or something, if that's the word. I don't know what it is, that they were trying to give Mags, and she didn't want it, and she felt uncomfortable, and so she went home with her boyfriend not long after arriving, apparently 10 minutes. But what I want to talk to you today about is this. So Mags Larson, her mother, they spoke out to the news, to the media, and it says that Mags Larson was in attendance at the party. Yes, we know. She left shortly after arriving, Mags's mother said. Ann Larson. She told the Daily Mail. So Anna Larson, Mags's mother, spoke to the Daily Mail, and she said Kylie was far too inebriated to be able to drive herself home. She wasn't in any state where she could have driven very far. She was inebriated, she said. But how did
How does Mags's mother know that is my question, okay? That's what I have an issue with, first off, but okay, moving on.
Mags's mother know how inebriated
Okay.
Kylie was if Mags left 10 minutes after arriving, and Anna was the mother of Mags, was obviously not there, so she's just going on what her daughter Mags is telling her. But how do they know that she wasn't in any fit state to have driven very far because she was inebriated? How would Mags or her mother know this information? Is she going on what Sammy said? Or did she speak to Kylie too? What do you think, guys? Let me know in the comment section.
So that's all she said? Well, that wasn't a whole lot, guys. Sorry. I thought it was going to be more than that. I'd still like to know how the hell she knew that, though. Well, first of all, how did Mags know? And how did her mother know? Secondary, like, that's more important, you know? Absolutely. Absolutely, Squirrel. That's what the number's there for. I'd definitely like to hear your guys' theories. That's what it's all about. Please do. It looks like it's the same belt to me. I agree with you, Michelle. I was going to say that myself. I swear it's the same one, unless... Which is kind of strange, but... Okay. Do your thing, hon. Do your thing, for sure. She's going to the potty, guys. Does that mean you're done? Let me pee real quick. Or better yet, I will call after I use the ladies' room. You like that? I'm on point with you, girl. We're in line. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this girl's here at all. I do not like Sammy. There's something about Sammy I didn't like from the beginning. I just can't tell you what it is. I can't pinpoint it. Something's wrong. All the way wrong. Well, again, first of all, why would you need to have a criminal defense attorney? Remember that much. You know what I mean? So... Where's the girls today? Hello?
Hello, girl. How are you?
Good, I'm good. How are you? You're on the air.
Good. Good. I promise promise I'll behave.
You're fine. Do what you got to do.
Yep.
So, what is your theory on this?
What's that, hon?
What is your theory on this whole thing?
Okay. Well, I'd like to get some feedback on it because I don't know if anybody's mentioned this theory or not, but it has. Okay, I'll start over. So the broken glass or the window down for the passenger side, it's been described different ways, either being down or broken by AWP.
Right.
There was a really good video. Can I recommend a channel?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a new channel. Okay, awesome. Okay. There's a channel called, I just found it. It's called DEEETS on the Streets.
Oh, yeah, I know.
And I don't know how, okay, I just came across it. It was amazing. But she or he, I don't know what the creator is, they put a video out, I believe it was just yesterday, and it's all of the AWP interviews all back to back. It's absolutely amazing. So when it comes to the topic of, say, when they're broken or down, she puts what each person said about it, and then was the, about the windows or all that. It was just an amazing video. So I highly recommend that everybody watches that. That made me feel okay about being so confused about seeing all the different answers on the interviews. Yeah, this video is absolutely amazing. Okay, look at 18,000 views. September 11th. So,
yeah, she's doing very well.
Yeah, it's very good. So in the interview, one of the interviews where Doug was asked, I think it was when he was on Police Off the Cuff, he was asked if the window was down or broken, and he said it was broken. And he said if you go back and watch the video, I think you'll see that. Well, in the AWP video, when Nick goes around and he's touching the windows and stuff, when he gets to the passenger side window, he kind of like grabs at the bottom corner, which would be the top of the window,
right,
and grabs onto a piece of something which looks like a little section of glass.
Right.
So when Doug had that video up the other night, you could see that little grayness that appears to be from the driver's side window, but it may be a piece that was from the passenger side window. But anyway, so what I was wondering is say, and I'm wondering if anybody thinks this is possible. Say they get to the party, say one of the parents, say Kylie's mom, this is just a hypothetical, Kylie's mom is the one that supplied the alcohol.
Right.
And knows that her daughter drinks, knows that these kids party. Maybe she's a party mom and she parties with the kids. Okay?
That's kind of what my thought was on it.
Yep, I've heard a lot of people say that if you want to interrupt me, just say stop, and then I'll stop, and that way you can talk.
No worries. I'm sorry.
So feel free to interrupt me. So if you just say stop, then I'll stop.
Okay.
Because that way, yeah, I want your interjection for sure. So that would give a reason for any type of cover up, because the mom doesn't want to get in trouble by the real dad because she's supplying alcohol. From what I have heard from a few sources, I don't know if they're true or not, but the dad is the one that had the actual full custody. She stayed with her mom and stayed at the lodge with Grandpa.
Okay.
But the dad is the responsible one. Okay? I'm going to go into a little backstory if you want to hear it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Kind of go. Okay. My brain is squirrel brain, so it's all over. But I am actually a very highly intelligent person. I just have a really weird sense of humor.
You're okay. So absolutely.
That's kind of a little upchurchy, I think.
That's the best way to be.
Yep, little nutty. So, anyways, the stepdad. So we have the real dad, and then we have the stepdad. So some people don't understand that there's two dads. So the real dad is the one that's like actively out there, and he's the one that I have my hopes on that he's going to actually help, fight for justice for Kylie. So the stepdad, he has a not too long ago, and I can't quote, I don't remember exactly, but a domestic violence charge against him, which would have been during the time of Kylie's life and the son's life. So it appears that charge was brought against him for something to do with Lindsay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I had a theory, and I thought, well, I wonder if if the reason that Lindsay and the stepdad, they essentially live with Lindsay's parents. That lodge was built by the grandfather starting in 1991 up until 2003. He's a retired engineer.
Mm-hmm.
He built it with his own hands over that 4-year period and moved into it. And then later it was turned into, they use it as a bed and breakfast, the main part of it. It's just a 4-bedroom thing. It's, a bed and breakfast type thing. It's on about 2 acres. Worth a lot of money now because of the prices there. So a lot of people were saying, oh, they're going to sell their house, or are they needing money? That's David Roberts' house. That's not Kylie's mom's house. So, but my theory was, well, maybe Lindsay and her husband live there with supervision with the grandpa, because the grandpa is definitely good friends with the real dad, and that's like part of the arrangement. So maybe Lindsay has a backstory herself of maybe not being the most responsible parent. I don't know. That's just the thing. So
hold on one second. I think I agree with you on that 500%, because I don't want to sound ignorant by saying this, but and this may sound ridiculous to some of you guys, but the way that Lindsay speaks is immature to me. The way that she like her mannerisms and her faces that she makes. I mean, she genuinely was grieving. I'll say that, okay? But like when she was talking at the memorial or the celebration of life, okay, she kind of has like an arrogance to her voice, like a teenage girl would have. You know what I mean by that?
Yeah.
Okay. And I as soon as I heard that and saw her the way she was acting, I pictured her as being the party mom, like you said, that gets the alcohol for the kids, that'll sit and party with the girls, because she's living vicariously through her daughter, and she's probably nowhere near as responsible as her daughter was. And that's my opinion, and I can absolutely see what you're saying, 500%.
Okay. Yeah, and I have a sister that actually reminds me a lot of Lindsay, in that there's a group, there's people that are very holistic, they're very earthy,
Mm-hmm.
they're very, very plain, but they live in a certain way that's just very, off grid, like what they do up there. And they are so much about freedom. There's so much about freedom of expression, freedom. And in raising children, you want to, I raise my children to explore their gifts and to try out different things and that type of thing. But they had strict limits and boundaries.
Right.
You don't do this, you don't do this, you don't do this. Some people, and it's very common in those things, that they raise their children up in a community. There's things around here called rainbow gatherings, and it kind of looks like a bunch of homeless people. Michelle said the word hippie. Yeah, like the hippie, earthy vibe.
Right.
So a lot of times they raise their children kind of in this communal type thing, but it is very freeing. And the mushrooms, the psychedelics, the marijuana for sure, and just that freedom is part of their way. And
yeah.
They keep talking about our community. So I think that Lindsay was part of this, like this community. So it's like this group, of this commune type thing. So not like a cult or something.
No,
like
I know
that,
what you mean.
Just a way of,
right.
Way of life. So okay. So back to my theory. So say the mom, because even though she can live her way, there are still laws. And laws are that you cannot purchase alcohol and give it to minors. There's ramifications for that.
Right.
So say she was the one that supplied her with the alcohol. The Trulies, maybe the weed, they saw the raw papers were in there, that type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So they go to this party, and Sammy and Kylie and a couple other people are hanging out in the car. They probably go back and forth to the car a few times to the CRV. Seats are back, both the front and the back seats are back, so they're chilling out. Then they're going back and partying. They're coming back to the car and chilling out. Someone's in the front seat. Kylie's in the passenger seat, chilling out. Then They do something else. They take a pill. Somebody puts something in a drink, whatever. They go. Sammy and the other people get out. Hey, we're going to go back to the party. Sammy gets out, locks the door, because, we got our alcohol in there, so it might have been just natural, just lock the door, and then Kylie would lock the door when she gets out.
Mm-hmm.
So Kylie stays in the car. They go back and party. They come back. whatever later. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, hour later. Holy crap. Kylie's in there. She's not moving. What the heck? What the heck? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Help, 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 help. Then there's like this uproar that's like freaking out. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Somebody bust the window out. So the window's busted out on land, not in the water.
Okay.
It's busted out where it's parked. Where it's parked. So the broken glass would be on land wherever her car was parked. I don't think anybody searched. We don't know exactly where her car was parked. We have, of course, where Sammy says her car was parked, which means it wasn't there because Sammy's lying.
Right.
So what if her vehicle was parked on land and the glass broke? And then all of the yelling and screaming, like this argument at the party, you know, we need to call the cops. Heck no, we're not going to call the cops. We're going to get in trouble, blah, blah, blah. Lindsay, what do we do? You know, Snapchatting Lindsay, because she Snapchatted. You know, it wasn't like cell phone calls that are going to, like, have a record. You know,
right.
What do we do, Lindsay? Just, what do you mean, blah, blah, blah. And then the whole cover-up begins, wherever how you cut it from there. It can go a million different ways. But I wanted to get that out, and that's what I was doing the other night when I was so excited to on Doug's channel because they have so many viewers, and there's probably locals there, you know, and a lot of people watch this channel. But he hit the phone and he clicked over to the next caller.
Right.
So I was saying what I just said right now while the other lady was talking. So when I looked back at that replay, it was so funny. It was like, but I was like, dang it. And then so last night I thought, well, I'll call in and see if I can share my theory again. But he blocked me. I don't know. I feel really bad because I enjoy the channel and that kind of stuff. So that person can. But anyways,
he probably just forgot to unblock you.
What's that? Huh?
I'm sure he'll unblock you. You've been in there for a long time, so it'll be all right.
Well, I wasn't blocked later that day. You know, or like after I was up there, and then but when I went to Crime and Justice's channel right after that, I was blocked.
Yeah,
and I thought, well, that's kind of weird. And then when I went into Doug's last night, then I was blocked. So I was like, so I just like, yeah, I didn't mean to.
Right.
I thought we had fun and playing it back. I mean, I dished it out just like Doug was, but he, you know, I did. It was, yeah, I just feel bad because I had a good time, for sure. But yeah, so I wanted to. So what do you think about that? Because if somebody went there to tell glass on land,
that could.
Wouldn't be the whole thing, 'cause I'm sure they covered it up. That would change things.
Absolutely, 100%. So what you're saying is that they contacted Lindsay, Kylie's mom, when they couldn't figure out what to do, and so you think
Sammy did.
You didn't.
Sammy Snapchatted her or whatever, like,
right.
Or maybe she texted her, or no, they couldn't be a text because there would be a record of it, but communicated with them somehow. Maybe she didn't communicate with her that night. Maybe they were like, first get her out of here. You know, maybe they left with the car and then figured it out. Because I have a hard time believing that Lindsay doesn't know something because she's sticking up for the team so much.
I see what you're saying.
To say that.
I mean, I can agree with you. I can. It's very weird how she.
I finally won.
Yeah. No, yeah. You got one. I could agree with you on that. Because she is being the whole animosity towards everybody else except for the people that are possibly responsible for her daughter's death makes no sense to me whatsoever. None. If this was me, not, first of all, my child wouldn't have been at that party. I have a 16-year-old boy. There's no way in hell. Okay. But, if it was me, the first thing I would have done is, why in the hell did you leave her there? Why in the hell did, she's 16. She's not 18 like you are. Just because she graduated doesn't mean she's got the same maturity levels you do. She didn't belong there. She didn't belong doing that. Why'd you give her this? Why'd you give her that? I would have condemned them, not condoned them. And I wouldn't have been hugging all over them. None of that makes any sense to me. None of it. Okay. And Doug said this and I said this too. Hello, Miss Linda. Welcome. I think that the biggest part of it is that the guilt is in her face. She knows she fucked up, excuse the language, but she did. She made a fucking mistake by sending her to that party. And with everything that's going on, it's like dumping salt in a wound. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
I can agree with you on one side of that, and it's definitely a theory, and there's a conspiracy twist to it with her knowing something about it.
Well, let's take that part out of it. Let's take that part out of it. Like Michelle said, well, how could we hold that together? Totally agreed.
Well,
that would be hard. So the whole Lindsay thing's a separate thing. But let's come back to that theory for a second, or we can stay on that. But I just want to say, what about the whole maybe she overdosed in her car and the window was broken out on land, and how important it would be to comb that land to try to find broken glass on land?
Right.
Because
you're right. You're right.
Because that's something I think, and maybe you can share that with Doug, or you can share that tonight on his live, because there are locals that are there, and maybe Tech at TV or people that are there, will hear my theory.
Yeah.
The land needs to be checked. All the focus has been on the water. Find out where that car was parked.
Yeah, definitely, most definitely. I can definitely see that, because now they may have tried to clean it up, but you can't get that kind of glass. I've dealt with it. You can't get every single piece of that glass picked up. It just doesn't happen. When it shatters like that, it's like in 62 million little pieces, and they spread out all over the place. So you're not going to get every little piece. So that might definitely be something to go look at. I mean, even if you don't know exactly where the car is, if you look around that whole area and you see little pieces of glass, that'll tell you right there.
Yeah, maybe somebody when social media starts saying, does anyone know where her car was, or where the parking was, or maybe if we got we could get closer. I mean, shoot, they're scouring a lake. Maybe somebody could go and scour the land hasn't needed to be searched, but I'm just thinking, because the window may have actually been broken out, and everyone's talking about the window being broken in the water, and then there aren't any shards of glass. Well, if it was broken on land, there would have been some glass in the vehicle, most of it on land. Some may have been in the vehicle, but that would have fallen out as the vehicle was, rolling over in the water, and then after the vehicle rolls over, it kind of floats a while.
Right.
And drops. So that glass would have been farther away from where the car actually was.
Sure, absolutely. Yes, they did, Linda. It's been a while now. They found her in the bottom of Prosser Reservoir inside her vehicle, upside down. So she has passed away. Linda hasn't really been in here since I first started with it, before they found her. But unfortunately, that's the case, Miss Linda. And welcome, by the way.
Yeah, Linda. Yeah, if you look at Adventures with Purpose, their YouTube channel, they have a video out that is open to the public, and it will give you all of the details, actually the whole video of the recovery and everything. And maybe she's asking, have they found out how she died?
That they have not. We're still waiting. They're saying that, which I don't completely understand it, but they're saying as November 1st we will have everything, supposedly, but I don't know. But your theory is very, very understandable and believable, Squirrel. So,
yeah, just the glass part. We don't even have to bring the mom into it. We don't have to bring Sammy into it. I just would like to, it's really important for me to see if maybe she overdosed in the car, because that does explain a few things. Why the mass exodus? You don't stop partying at 12:30.
No, not especially not kids that age.
No, and a mass exodus, there was a reason for it. And then people talking about the yelling, and then all of this cover-up, nobody talking.
Right.
All the teens being so quiet. They would just explain so much of that for me.
I'll call you back,
269. The equation. But then if we did want to bring the mom into it, because why is she covering for the teens when they definitely, deserve to be, scrutinized?
Yeah.
Then we could say maybe she was the one that was supplying, or complicit, because just in allowing Lindsay I'm sorry, I keep saying Lindsay, so you guys know what I'm talking about, but for her allowing Kylie to go, was just not right, and that could be an issue. Imagine the real dad getting mad at the mom, going, why did you let her go here?
Well, here's another thing.
Thinking that Kylie is, this, and this is my opinion, I think Kylie's a teenager that fits in with the group of people that she hangs out with. There was somebody that had said that she hangs around with druggies. I think it was on Crime Stories of Chess.
Yeah.
Her friends look like partiers. she looks like partiers. If you look at a lot of her things, some of them she doesn't, but some of she's got the, you know, kind of the darker mascara and looks pretty rough. And she hangs. I don't think she's was this mild-mannered, you know, like isolated person. I think that she hung with the crowd that she's in. I think she would go out and party, and there's nothing. So that's normal. I think she was like the rest of the friends that she was with that night.
Sure.
I don't think she was lured or like talked in to go to this party. The whole thing about she was supposed to go to a car show with her mom, but changed her mind, and then Lindsay saying in the morning she was supposed to wake me up, but she didn't. That affects me.
Yeah.
She put the blame. See what she did there? She put the blame on Kylie.
Yep.
You know, she texted me and said, I woke up in the morning, but she didn't wake me up. That's putting blame on Kylie. That right there, I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, her mother's been off to me since the beginning. And you know something else that goes along with what you said too, in a way. You kind of hit on a point that I've been thinking about too. If she did buy the alcohol per se, however much it was, for them to take, probably gave them some of her weed and bought papers or whatever for them, or however they do it, and gave it to them. Yep. If it came back that, you know, with what happened, she could be blamed for her daughter's death herself, because she gave, you know what I mean? And I hate to say this, but as a parent, if I ever did something like that, it was my fault. Of course, I'd be the first to be like, what the hell did I do? It's my fault. I deserve everything I get. She may not be that kind of person.
Yeah, or I'm so sorry I didn't wake up. I should have woke up, you know, but I
right.
didn't. I always do, and I didn't. I mean, you know, show remorse. There hasn't been remorse, and she has not shed one physical tear. So unless she has an eye teardrop problem, that's a red flag.
Even when she was crying, she wasn't crying.
She did not cry. No.
There were no tears.
With her nose, but I have analyzed every interview of her. Unless somebody can prove me wrong, I did not see one tear.
Right. And the grandfather, the grandfather was acting kind of weird too.
Well, he's got to protect his daughter. He is in a rough spot because he has this daughter that's living with him that he's probably going, what in the world?
Yeah, she's probably very irresponsible.
Why wasn't she by the water when EWP was there? I would be there serving cookies. You know, I would be, you know, making sure they had stuff to drink. I would be there waiting to see if they found my daughter.
Why didn't she want them there either?
And then all the shade about not getting a phone call. Well, call them. You knew they were going.
Why didn't she want them there either?
Exactly. So there's so many reasons. So with my theory, you know, throwing her into my theory, and then what Michelle was saying about, you know, Sammy's parents are one's a private investigator, one's an attorney.
They're both attorneys too. They're both attorneys.
Sierra, are they both? Okay, I know that they have this Sierra Investigates. I was only able to find a law license for one of them.
Right.
But there's something, and that compassionate, intimate hug, that embrace that Sammy and Lindsay had.
That was very creepy.
That was creepy, like sexual creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Like super close creepy, and supposedly Sammy and Kylie haven't been friends for that long. I mean, that's just weird. Now,
I absolutely agree with you on that one.
Been around, but Max or Kate that have been a lifelong friend.
I
think Kate's been the longest.
I think Kate was, yeah. Kate's the one that was friends with her when they were little.
Yeah. Yeah, and then the whole instant GoFundMe, I could get started on that. I've got to calm down. I'm getting way off track. To talk to someone.
We all do it.
I don't get to talk. Yeah, I've got a little channel where I take pictures of my squirrels. I love squirrels. And I just talk into my phone and post my little things to try to get some feedback. But it's so nice, so I appreciate that that we can talk, because I don't have anybody I can talk to about this.
Oh no, please. That's what I'm here for, honestly. And you know what? Fupa just made a comment. I don't know if you could see it there, but I 150% agree. Fupa, that was very strange. She said the celebration of life, they did give me, I'm sorry, the Celebration of Life they did gave me a creepy cultish Midsummer. That was a crazy movie too. Midsummer vibes. Anyone else get that creepy vibe from it? And I did. I very much did, which goes along with her whole hippie persona, okay? Which makes me think, how I'm not saying if you're a tree hugger or a hippie or whatever you want to call it that you're irresponsible. This woman was irresponsible in my opinion. I could imagine. I pictured her sitting there at the lodge with her daughter and three of her girlfriends taking shots and smoking joints and talking about, oh well, when I was in school we did this and did that and playing music and dancing, and I mean that's what I can picture with her. That's just me. It's so.
And they're very into those. I'm not very familiar with drugs and alcohol. I obviously know what alcohol is. I got drunk a few times way back in high school. I've never done pot or anything, but I know, like, I don't know if it's called shrooms or mushrooms or whatever.
Oh yeah.
But they're like a form of like psychedelic stuff.
Yep.
And those are like a big thing. I can totally see that being a normal part. And I do know that people, that even drinkers, if people are big drinkers, their kids start drinking early because the parents kind of allow it. Or if they're pot smokers, they don't see anything wrong. I mean, I've had people that I witnessed where their kids are like 12 and 13 and they're smoking weed with them, because to them it's just a normal thing. So I could see that mushrooms and then psychedelics are like a big thing among that group.
Yeah.
They are. So I can see that, which even leaves a bigger increase of a chance for Kylie to accidentally overdose that night.
Mm-hmm. Agreed, 100%.
Can you still hear me good? I've got you on speaker. I'm going to try to look at my laptop so I can try to see chat.
Yeah, I can hear you.
So yeah, the whole
Michelle just said, and I kind of agree with you, Michelle. I think that people know things about Kylie's mother and have told her to follow this script, or we tell everything we know. That sounds kind of right.
Yeah, that could be.
You know?
I totally agree. Yep. The whole GoFundMe thing, if we want to talk about that.
Right. I mean, there's a lot to it. There really is.
Yeah, so the GoFundMe gets set up the next day, okay, for $10,000.
Mm-hmm.
It's set up by the realtor that recently put the lodge up for sale.
Right.
Okay. Now the lodge has been up for sale many times. It is not on the listings right now, as I can find, for the past 5 days. So I don't know what's up with that. But so it's been up for sale for cash only. So that was kind of weird. So like, who has $1.75 million in cash?
Right. Well, yeah.
But anyway, so it goes up for $10,000 by the real estate agent. So they're probably friends with each other. No problem with that. Typically when something happens, people do a GoFundMe right away. Well,
yeah.
Kylie wasn't even proclaimed missing the next day. And then it's set up as a tragedy. Like, how did you know the very next day in the mid-afternoon that Kylie was not going to be found? And that she just wasn't, like, camping or something else.
Right, and
the very next day it's set up.
Did you also notice the interviews? That everybody that was interviewed that spoke about her in the past tense.
Yep, that's another thing.
Including her mother.
Yep.
And I know that there's no reason for that unless you think that you're not going to see her again.
It's almost like she already had the conclusion.
Right.
It's like she already did her grieving and her whatever, and then, regained her composure before any of us even saw her face.
Right.
Like, because there's something there, and I feel so bad to say that, but I mean, if there's a red flag, there's a red flag. When I look at Jalissa's parents and her family, I'm looking for red flags, just like we all, and there are none. So we're not just making this up.
No.
When there's a red flag, there's a red. So call it as it is. It is what it is.
And that's
whether you want to be incorrect politically or not.
Right, and that's what we do. That's what this is all about. And again, Fupa said it too. These are all just opinions. It's all speculation, and that's what we're here for. You know, we break it down and build it back up, and break it down, tear pieces apart, put it back together, tear pieces apart, put it back together. That's what this is all about, you guys. That's how we figure these things out. Whether or not we figure out, you know, if we're right or wrong at the end, we're still keeping the story out there. That's the most important thing. And we're still pushing, because if we weren't all, understand this, you guys, if none of us in true crime or podcasting or any of this that we do this, we're not involved in this, a lot of these cases, they get swept under the rug. You never see or hear about it again. It becomes a cold case, and there's never any justice. This one here became so high profile so fast and got involved into the true crime community through YouTube and whatnot. They have no choice but to do true justice to it. They can't just sweep it under the rug, because we won't allow it as a people.
Yep. Yeah, it was really cool for me personally. I've been a follower and a member of AWP for a long time.
Right.
It's really cool for me to see like the true crime community, and then with AWP, because theirs has always been like, I am not doing any cold or new cases for obvious reason, because they have been drugged through the mud.
Oh yeah.
Cold cases.
Yeah.
So he's like, absolutely not, and we were like, please, please, and then he's like, well, if they have a founder by this date, then we'll go out there. So that definitely helped it. And another red flag. I mean, why are they so ungrateful that she was found and not giving thanks to them for finding her? I mean, so many red flags. So as far as my theory about the broken glass, I really feel like it's that Lindsay has some type of involvement.
That's a very, very.
Your daughter found.
That's very, very possible. That theory. There's so many. Like I even yesterday when I was on the panel with Doug, I said, I thought about this, because there's so many of us that have had all of these horrible crime-infested, murderous theories, and I said, let's just take it and break it down and make it super simple. I said, at the very, very least, okay, in my opinion, if, the most innocent possible scenario that could have happened, I said, if nothing else, maybe Kylie was just overdone, okay, did too much, smoked too much weed, had too much to drink, and crawled up in the back, because I think they were using the back of her vehicle to like sit back there too while they were getting their drinks and stuff. And there's plugs in the back of those vehicles to plug your phones into, okay? So I said, at the very least, maybe she just crawled up back there, passed out, and was the way she was laying, that's how she looked, in the semi-fetal position, okay? Crawled up on the back of that seat there, leaned against it, whatever, and laid her head on a sweatshirt. Could have been why the sweatshirt was off. She was using it as a pillow, because they found the white and pink sweatshirt in the front seat, which means, it could have floated around in the water. But she could have taken that off and folded it up like a pillow, because I've done that myself. And then, Sammy got to finish her night out and didn't have a way to get home and was like irritated because Kylie was passed out. So just said, fuck it, I'll drive her home. And we all watched Check It TV when he took his car down to the edge of that water, how he got in and out, tried to move around, tried to turn, and he couldn't. He was struggling. He was stuck because of the way that the beach mud is there. And, you could see how dark it was at night. He pulled up and then, boom, there's the water right in front of you. If Sammy was semi-intoxicated even if she would have been sober, driving down there, she come up around, took the back way to get out of there and not have to worry about traffic, went down through there, and it was, by the time realized that there's water there, it was too late. And she went into the water, and she went out through the window, whether she broke it or whatnot. This is just another theory, like I said. Broke out the window or crawled out the window, whatever. She got out, which there was a rumor that her sister said that she came home that night with wet clothes on. She got out and could not get Kylie out, and that was the end of it. She got a ride from somebody else and took off and said, I don't know what happened to Kylie. That, in my opinion, is the most innocent theory that could have happened in that scenario. But I don't think that it's like that because there's too many other things.
Yeah, there's it's like so like complex in that there are so many different, like if we took a puzzle and we threw it out on the table, you know, a puzzle has one way for it to go together. This one has so many different ways the puzzle can go together.
Right. The way I described it was like when you go trick or treating, you know, when you're a kid and you get all that bag full of candy. I said, to me, it's like getting that candy when you go sorting through it. You dump it all out on the table, and you pull out different pieces. This is this one. There's a Kit Kat. There's a Snickers bar. There's a Mars bar, and you look at each piece because there's so many different pieces. You don't know which one it is, and they don't all fit together right. You could put it together one way, or you could put it together another way. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I see this.
Or this, and with this, actually, we could almost put together a whole bunch of different puzzles because there's a lot of ways it does make sense. You know what I mean? It's like you can almost make sense of it in a whole bunch of different ways.
And I think there's also another story, another smaller story inside of this story, and I think that's what Ryan hit on with Xana May and Ronnie and Icted Mel and all that. I think he found something else that he wasn't even trying to find, which is where all that came from. That had something completely different that wasn't even really attached to this 100%, but he found it anyway, you know, because of the passion that he has when he does this. So we may find out 2 or 3 different stories that have, you know, that are all linked but not linked. You know what I'm saying? It's just, this is one of the most, next to, well, I'm going to say Gabby was big, Summer's big. This is one of the highest profile cases I've seen because there's so many things that are off. Usually when you have a case that's a screwed up case, you got 1 or 2 things that are just off and you can't figure it out. And then eventually you figure it out. There is so much shit in this story that there's no way until we get some actual facts. Like, I'll say one thing, and I'm never going to let this go. This was not just purely an accident. Christine, this is Squirrel Girl. This was just not an accident where she accidentally drove into the water and floated to the back. Because when I saw the video, I didn't want to see. Somebody took AWP's video, they cleaned it up, and Justice for All put it up on her page, or his page. I'm sorry, Justin did, and they cleaned it up really, really too good and took the contrast down and turned the sharpness up on it. And I was not expecting to see what I saw and did not want to see what I saw when I saw it. When Nick was going around the car and he had that video going, it was all blurry and foggy because of the water and this and that. Well, whoever did it cleaned it up really good, and I clearly saw her laying there in the fetal position with her feet towards the driver's side and her head towards the passenger side, against what would have been the back of the back seat, with her hands like under her face, kind of like she was sleeping. Okay, and it just like
Can you explain that to me again? Can you explain that to me? So fetal position, her head was where?
Okay, the way it looked, it might have been reversed because it was camera, but it looked like her head was facing the passenger side of the car, and this is in the back hatch. And her feet were towards her head was towards the passenger side, her feet were towards the driver's side, and she was in the semi-fetal position, not balled up, but her knees were drawn up a little bit towards her chest, and her hands were kind of up under her head like she was asleep. Okay? That's when I realized that this was not an accident. Or she fell asleep in there, and that was my other theory. But she was put in there, or something like that, at least. She didn't just drive into the lake and float up there. There's no way. Because if she would have floated, okay, she wouldn't have been laid down that perfectly. If she would have tried to swim back that way to find an air pocket and not, you know, I hate to talk about this because it's horrible to think about, but
well, you know, we need to.
And right,
but
if that
positioning is important.
Yeah, if she would have worked her way back there trying to find an air pocket and was drowning, she would have not been that peaceful. Like I said, I'm a retired firefighter medic, and I've seen multiple traumatic scenes. Okay, she'd have been in severe trauma when she passed away. It wouldn't have looked that peaceful. I'll put it that way. So that told me right there that this wasn't an accident, that she didn't drive into the water and float back to the hatch, and there's no way in hell. So they can say that till they're blue in the face. I'm sorry. And Michelle says if she was asleep, she would not have stayed in that way as the water hit her. Right. I think she was gone before the car hit the water. Yeah. 1 second. Once I'm done with the caller, Colby, probably, yeah. If you're going to talk about the case, absolutely. But that's why I think that's how that happened. Now, my other theory was that she overdosed or something like that, and they put her back there and took off trying to figure out what the hell to do with her. And then there's 15 other options that could have happened. And when you include the AAA guy or the CAA guy that showed up for that, there's so many different options that it could be. So, that's where it goes from there with me. I even threw out a theory yesterday that I was thinking about with him, that it was two other people Saturday, the two people that were possibly involved in what happened to her, and they may have called him to try to find a fall guy because they were asking weird questions and asking him to show how to put a seatbelt on and do this. Well, while he's doing that, he's touching the car. He's putting his fingerprints all over the seatbelt and all over the dashboard or wherever, and the hood and the steering wheel and the gear shift. Well, guess what? He just put his fingerprints all over that car. So that puts him in that car for some reason. They could walk away and go, yeah, we don't know. Oh, we saw this tall, dark-haired guy in a white service truck pull up, and then we never saw her again. Maybe he did something to her. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That's them inventing somebody to take cover when they don't have to, so they don't have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So there's too many ways that we could go with this. That's why these are the things we need, in my opinion, you guys. We need the dash cam video and audio from the service guy that showed up on Saturday, I think it was, yeah. We need that first off. We need, I agree with Doug 100% too on this. They should have arrested people in the beginning. Just started arresting everybody and, little by little going through. And everybody would have talked once they got arrested, I can promise you that. Because there were so many drugs and alcohol there so many drugs and so much alcohol there that was highly illegal because they were minors. That was a reason right there to arrest everybody. 1 second. 1 second. I'm sorry.
Before you let me go, I was wondering if we could revisit the body in the car, so I could get your opinion on a couple things. So just before we end the call.
No problem.
I want to let you keep talking because it's I can tell it's good for you to have me or someone up on panel so you can just vent because this is awesome. We get to hear what all of your thoughts are because when you're up there just by yourself, you have to kind of respond to chat and then start to get going. So I love to see what's in your head.
And that's why I tell people, you're welcome to come on panel or, call in because everybody's opinions, everybody's opinions are important to me. Everybody has an opinion. Everybody's theories are important. It is, again, it's all speculation because we don't know, but that's what I'm saying. That's why we need those things. We need the audio and video. Thank you, Popper Jack, by the way. Hey, Miss Heather, how are you, hon? We need that. We need, like I said, they needed to have arrested a lot of people in the beginning, but they didn't. So be it. And we need the toxicology reports. We need to know if she had water in her lungs or if she didn't. Because that tells a whole story in itself. If there's water in her lungs, that means she drowned. If there's not, that means she was dead before she hit the water. Okay? Now, I will say this, and I knew this, and I've been told this too, but there could be a small amount of fluid in her lungs if she overdosed. But that's very minute and different types of fluid. So, but those are the things we need to be able to get the answers that we need for this case, you guys. And or somebody to just come forward and say this is what happened. Because that really, really should have happened already. because out of 400, and I say 400 because Doug said 400 from AWP, they said 250 to 300. He said it was upwards of 400 people at that party. That's a lot of people to not say a fucking word. I'm sorry, but that's disgusting to me. And I don't care if you're scared. I don't care if your parents said not to talk. We're human beings, okay? This is what we do for each other. And I'm not getting all religious on you guys at all. I've done this. You guys have heard me before. That those of you that know me, we're all brothers and sisters of God, okay? All of us.
Amen.
We're all human beings and brothers and sisters of God. So we don't treat each other like this. That's my biggest problem with this. Again, I'm not all super religious. I'm just saying that's a fact. That's why this pisses me off so bad. So I am not going to let this go. I've said this to the people that have been here with me before. I will not let this go and stop talking about it until I see what I think is justice. That's just my thing, in my opinion. So
yeah, exactly.
There it is.
You gave me a bunch of notes here. I don't even know where to start. I wanted to start with the body. I would like to go back to that.
Go ahead.
That changes things for me as far as in my mind to kind of fit things together. But I wanted to check real quick. And thank you, brother, for sharing that. I'm a Christian as well, and it's good to know that we have the same values. So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people in this in my community here that feel the same way too. You'll see. So
that's awesome. No, that's good to know. Yeah, that's great to know. I wondered if you saw the information regarding the difference between forensic pathology and medical pathology.
I did. I do. I know the difference between both of those. Yes.
Okay. So in case the viewers don't know, I just wanted to explain this because these are three things that I'm very passionate about with this case.
Yeah.
There's the whole whodunit, and that type of thing, which that's part of the whodunit. My passions are, or what I would like to see happen, and what I pray and hope for, and if there's anything that I personally can do to impact this or change, these are what my hopes would be.
Hold that thought 1 second. You can go ahead and explain that because I know exactly what it is, what you're going to talk about. I'm just going to go refill my cup and I can hear you in the background. So go ahead and keep talking and I'll be right back. Okay.
Okay. Yep. No problem. So the forensic pathology. Well, I'll talk about the three things that I'm really passionate about. One, I would like the testing on Kylie's body to be done to the nth degree. Not just law enforcement getting the original autopsy and saying, yep, he was drunk, he drowned, doesn't matter how she got into the lake, whatever, but the testing to the nth degree. When he was alluding to the water in her lungs, I always thought, if she was breathing when she went in the water, she would have water in her lungs. If she was already deceased, then there wouldn't be any water in the lungs. Well, after watching, I believe it was on Duty Ron, maybe Police Off the Cuff, I've got it on my channel where I say who the channel is that I watched. I can't remember right now. But they had a medical pathologist on there and she said that to determine that after 2 weeks would require further testing. So it's not impossible. But she said that lungs that have been in the water for 2 weeks, and we'll just say she wasn't there for the full time, would have fluid in them, would have water in them. It would be very difficult to determine whether or not she was alive when she entered the water. So it's not impossible to determine. However, it has to go to a forensic pathologist, which is outside of their district. Typically, she said in these small areas, they just have a medical pathologist. The same that would do a pap smear, she said. It would just be a regular pathologist. So I'm hoping that the father would push for forensic pathology on her lungs and anything else that's needed. So that's what I'm hoping that will happen. If that testing doesn't get done, I will be changed forever and be frustrated forever. So that's one thing that I'm very passionate about. Yes, Barbara. Yep, it was Barbara something. But yep, April, you're exactly right. So that was really interesting. So some people online are saying, well, they can't determine it because she's been in there for 2 weeks. Yes, they can. It just takes further testing. So I'm hoping for further testing. So in my prayers every day, I pray for the Father to give him strength to fight this fight for justice, because the grandfather is in a difficult, situation, because he's kind of stuck between his daughter and his granddaughter, and the fight for right. But for the dad to fight for this, the dad has financial means. He's a wealthy person. For him to fight for this testing, so that is my prayer. Then, of course, I want accountability. Whether or not this was an accident or not, somebody has to be accountable for supplying her, if it was indeed, if she overdosed, was supplying the alcohol. Whoever supplied her the alcohol, that can be proven, needs to be held accountable. Not just in the moral or in society. Sammy's already being held accountable for those things, and the mom, in society. But legally accountable for supplying. I think the parent that was in custody of the child, the 16-year-old child at the time, if it is proven that she knowingly and willingly allowed her daughter to attend a party where it was reasonable, that she knew that alcohol and drugs were there and accessible to her 16-year-old child, that she gave the keys to a vehicle to drive to this party, she needs to be held accountable. That's my opinion. So that's another thing. And the third thing, when that GoFundMe page was, their GoFundMe account was $10,000, and then the very next day, it was changed to findkylie.com, which that website drove everyone to that GoFundMe page, and it said, bring Kylie home. Find Kylie. Increase the reward so we can bring Kylie home. $63,000 was raised. The reward was not given to AWP. The GoFundMe was shut down. Lindsay's the beneficiary of it, and that is just not right.
Nope. I agree.
Those are my 3 things. So when I go, we go down all these other, trying to figure out what happened. It's like, okay, how can I affect change? Well, about the forensic pathology, all I can do about that is pray for, for Daniel. Is it Daniel?
Yeah. I feel very bad for him because I think he is actually taking the worst loss in this whole thing.
Yeah, and that's who we need. That's where we need to pray for him for strength. And there's power in prayer, guys.
There sure is.
There is
power
in prayer, and we've spent so much time talking about this stuff and trying to figure it out. And I know, we've got to make sure that we're in the Word and that we are using our collective power. Like right now, if we were to all pray, there's 13 of us watching. It looks like the power of prayer. We have to pray for strength for Daniel and for wisdom for Daniel, that he sees the right shows on YouTube that give this information. He may not know the difference between medical and forensic pathology. We need to pray that he has the strength and the backbone to stick up, and I believe he does, but he's in a community that he also supports, and he's in that community, and being the odd man out is not easy at times. Sticking up for what is right is not easy. If he has to go against the grain, he is going to need to have God on his side. I don't know what his faith is, but he needs that strength. So please, that's what we have to pray for. So as much time as we spend in these chat rooms and talking, please spend at least that amount of time every day in prayer, because that's the biggest impact that we can have.
Right. I agree.
Okay.
And April says that the family can also pay for an autopsy if they are not happy with the first one, according to Mike, the co-host to Duty Ron, but which is what's true. But according to from what I understand, she didn't even want an autopsy done to begin with.
Yeah, April, you're exactly right that they can pay for it, and that's exactly what I was talking about where they need to push for that. You know, somebody needs to push for that, and that's going to be the dad. So that's what we have to. You know, that's what we have to. You know, I don't know how it can be done other than through prayer for him to push for that. And yeah, having the GoFundMe, having that GoFundMe money go towards that. You know, absolutely. Now that particular GoFundMe, in my opinion, it was raised. Now the first $10,000 wasn't, but anything over $10,000, so $53,000 was to increase the reward. So in my opinion, that money should either go to AWP or it should not be collected by GoFundMe, and GoFundMe will send it back to the people that don't needed it. If
Right.
they donated it, they could choose to give it to AWP, give it back to Lindsay, or keep it in their pocket or whatever. But one of two things has to happen. It needs to either go for the reason that it was collected for,
Well, don't.
to go back to the people that donated the money. And yeah, GoFundMe to pay for forensic study, absolutely. Maybe April, geez, you know what? That would be an amazing, I don't know how we could control the thing, but imagine if a GoFundMe was started for that testing, and then if they don't do it, then it just doesn't get collected on, but it would be like a push, like social media will pay for the forensic study or forensic testing,
right?
And then they would have to publicly reject our offer. But it's like, how do you set up that, that beneficiary for that, so they don't just take the money and go?
No, right. Yeah, that would have to be babysat very closely.
Yeah, unless it was like paid to the forensic. Well, forensic pathology, it would be like a company, but yeah, that could be a whole hot mess. And after the whole Summer Wells thing, I don't even want to hear the name fundraiser or.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one for sure.
Yeah.
And don't forget Ryan giving his car or the amount that his car is worth to them too. That's a whole other. That's $100,000 and some by itself.
And the last time I heard that address was after Jared and Ryan worked together on I can't remember if it was Grizzly or Zab, and he said, yeah, bro, my manager got a hold of you. Jared's like, yeah, well, I reached out, they didn't get back, blah blah blah. Well, hey, we'll hook up, we'll get together, and they swap numbers or whatever. Well, it's like 3 days after that, and then Ryan was like, yeah, I still haven't heard from anybody. Haven't heard, blah 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 blah. What am I supposed to do? Just mail or drop them off cash? And it's like, really, guys? It's like somebody either something's going on, or it's like, just get that over with already.
Yeah.
I do believe that Ryan's going to do it.
I know he would do it. People have tried to come at him saying that he wouldn't do it or he hasn't done it. Well, they haven't gotten a hold of him to give him the information. So he said, I'm not going to cash app $100,000.
From AWP, yeah, exactly. Like AWP, one of you guys, get on a plane,
right?
Go to Tennessee and pick up that money.
Exactly.
The cashier's check, have it wire transfer. I mean, I'm in real estate. I deal with multiple, large amounts of money all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You can wire transfer it. It's like, just get it done already.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be
right.
a distraction.
No, yeah, Heather, this is Squirrel Girl, Heather. It's not Michelle. Sorry, go.
Can I ask a couple questions about the body?
Sure.
Or about just theorize of that?
Mm-hmm.
So if it's in the fetal position, regardless of which way, if the head was one way or the feet were the other way. So the fetal position. So based on your experience and the knowledge that you guys have, am I correct in saying that in order for the body to have went through the rigor process and maintained that position, that body would have been in that position through rigor, the body stiffened before it entered the water?
Absolutely.
Okay. Hey, Heather. Okay, so I'm correct in that. Okay.
Yep, absolutely.
Phew, that changes things, right?
Uh-huh. That's why I changed my mind. That's when I made my mind up that it was not an accident.
Yep.
I have some background which lets me know certain things, the medical that I have and whatnot. So I know certain things.
And the people in here, and one thing I get so sick of is, don't pay attention to social media. Da, da, da. Do they think we're all idiots?
Right.
There are people that I worked on with the Summer Wells case that are retired, these amazing people, and we all have our own knowledge. And even the people that are in here with us, okay, I understand the difference between a forensic and a medical pathology report now.
Right.
I didn't before,
well, and
but because I gained that knowledge, now I know.
Just
we're not
like
idiots in here. We're not stupid.
Just like with Summer Wells, you can ask the people that have been here with me the whole time. They'll tell you.
Yep.
When I introduced them to the Summer Wells case and I started going through things, I started showing them pictures. I noticed things because of being a medic, okay, and dealing with this kind of stuff for years. 17 years I did it, firefighter medic, okay? And I've dealt with a lot of stuff as a medic, and I've seen a lot of stuff. The back seat picture of Summer when she's in the back of the truck sleeping on the milk cartons, I told the people that are in here, I said, she's either deceased there or on her way out the door now, because
absolutely
you can look at her fingernail beds.
I'm almost going to swear, okay? Abso-freaking-lutely. That's how much I agree with you.
Yeah, you can look at the nail beds, okay? The quick by her nail beds and see that they're bluing.
Yep.
That was one of the first things I saw, and everybody's like, what? And I said, yeah, that means that there's oxygen grabbing it. Her body's grabbing oxygen from anywhere it can, sucking it from her fingertips to try to breathe. She's either passing away as we in that picture, or she's already gone. So, unfortunately, that one really bothered me because she's so little and she's such a sweet girl. But it is what it is.
Yeah, you hate this. So we can agree that, and you guys in chat, put a 1 up if you agree in that. Do you agree that if well, first, okay, so Dago is saying that he saw a cleaned up version. So do you agree that since your body was found in that fetal position, do you guys agree that that means that her body was deceased before it entered the water? Or does anybody have any knowledge that would contradict that? Put a 1 if you agree.
Now, again, guys, remember, this is purely speculation because we don't know, but she wants you to put a 1 in the chat if you agree with that.
Okay, so then the next question, Dago, you said you could see the body in the fetal position. So am I correct in saying that body was up toward, up? So it would have been up. Not down inside the car, but like floating up, like it was hitting on the top of the car.
Well,
it would have been the body.
It was on the roof of the car. It was, the way I saw it, it looked like she was laying on what was the roof, just kind of floating there. Okay.
So she was down.
Yeah, she wasn't up
on the roof. Okay.
Right.
Okay. So, which totally makes sense. From what I understand, when a body, even if she deceased after she went in the water, she would go through like a 3-time flow. So now she sunk, which she would have because if we figured she was passed before she went in. So if she was on the hood of the car, then would that safely debunk the theory that she was strapped in? Because if she was strapped in, how could her body have went to the roof?
Yeah, I would say very possibly, unless it wasn't done correctly, and as she bloated, it may have like loosened the strap, and she could have slid out of it. Maybe. I mean, I don't think she was strapped down at that point. So, that's just my opinion.
Maybe it was just a single strap, but her body came out of it.
Yeah.
I did see an interesting video the other day. And if I interrupt you and you want to keep talking, because it's so hard to do this. It's hard for me to not interrupt anyway. But just say stop. I want to finish.
You're fine. You're absolutely fine.
Okay. On True Crime Rocket Science, where he had showed a CRV, and they have a handle on the back. It's like a strap where, like, if your electronic pull down doesn't work, then there's like a strap that looks like a seatbelt.
That's not it.
You can grab it to pull down.
That
can be pulled out of the car and shut in it on accident. I don't know if anybody saw that. So
Crime and Justice pointed that out. Yeah, Crime and Justice pointed that out yesterday and said, could it have been the loop that hangs down from the inside? No, it was definitely not that. We Doug looked at that and said no. And then I seen it when they flipped the picture back up. It's not wide. It's way too wide to be that little thing that comes down out of there.
Well, based on the True Crime Rocket Science video, so you may want to look at that if you didn't. Based on that video that he did,
Okay.
It did look like a possibility to me.
Okay.
But irregardless, it just means, I mean, there's definitely something sticking out of that, and somebody was in the trunk, and it wasn't Kylie. So it's like, could fingerprints have been taken off from that, or, you know, did they do anything? That's a whole other subject. Okay, so back, I want to focus on the body and its position. So basically, did we just, based on your knowledge of how the body was, that means she was deceased?
In my opinion,
A body that climbs when you go. Oh, let me ask you this. Sorry, I'm just processing this here.
Mm-hmm.
If a body went, say she went in the water, she was alive, and she floated to the back. When a body, you know, say she drowned, her body would relax. It would spread eagle.
Well,
it's not going to like go up in the fetal position.
That's why I think that rigor mortis had set in before she went into the water.
Correct. Yes, I'm just trying to debunk or like come up with an. I mean, there's no other possibility then, is there, that she was deceased beforehand?
Right.
Because how would her body have gotten like that? You don't. When you drown, you know, everything's going to relax and open up.
Well, what happens? What happens when somebody dies is their body does something called modeling. Okay, like you'll kind of get like that. I don't know if you've seen anybody that kind of like.
Yeah, I've helped people die. Yep.
Okay, you know what modeling means then?
Yep.
Okay. She was in the position she was in for whatever length of time, and rigor mortis it's different for different situations, okay? Within an hour, though, of being deceased, that's the position you're in. I mean, I've had people, I hate to talk about this, but in positions...
We have to.
Yeah, I've had people in positions that we've had to literally, like, break their arm to move it so that we could put them where they need to be, okay? And you know, morticians do that stuff all the time. They have to break bones on bodies when they're doing their embalming and things like that to position them the right way to have the funeral if they're a viewed funeral. So
yeah.
I think, because I don't know how they took her out or what they're not. I didn't see any of that. I don't know, but I do believe that rigor mortis definitely had set in because of the position she was laying in. Otherwise, she probably would have been a lot more relaxed, per se. Like the legs probably wouldn't have been bent and the arms behind her head type thing. No. So
I missed the arms behind her head.
Well, like she was laying like with her hand, almost like you'd see like a child if they're laying down for a nap with their hands under their face together, like laying their face
like
on their hands.
Like praying
yeah,
hands.
kind of like it was kind of like that.
Like praying hands.
Right. It wasn't as perfect as you'd see somebody, but it was in that position, if you know what I'm saying. Thank you, Gia. I try. I really do. It's my downfall sometimes, Gia.
Okay, so that would then mean.
Oh well, April. Unfortunately.
So your theory then that she fell asleep, and she passed overdose while she was sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
Which she could have already been there.
Which could have happened. That's what I said. Yeah, that very well could have happened.
Okay.
Very well.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, you need to get that out, unless other people are. I haven't heard that. I haven't heard about the position of the body like that.
Oh, I did. I talked about it on Doug's panel.
Awesome.
I told everybody, do not go watch that video. If you find it, don't watch it. It is very traumatizing.
The video that's out.
The one, I don't even know if it's still up, because somebody had said they had complained about it because it was very, very, it's traumatic for people that can't handle that kind of stuff. I mean, I thought I could handle it. And it affected me. I'll just put it that way. I mean, I have a little bit of PTSD from what I used to do anyway. Anybody that does it gets it. It's hard to deal with that much death and stuff like that, and all the things that you see. I mean, it doesn't go away. But I thought, it's not a big thing. And I was looking and I didn't expect it to be that clear. And then I saw her face and I was just like, okay, I'm done. So don't go looking for that video to watch unless that's something that you really want.
And I appreciate you, watching it and sharing about it. I did not hear about it until when I did that call in at Doug's and it had got brought up. I hadn't heard about that.
Yeah.
So I didn't know what what it looked like or whatever. So that really changes a lot. That really narrows things right down, right? I mean, that narrows it down to where she passed away, whether it's overdose or whatever, while in the fetal position. That's obviously prior before entering the water.
Speculative. I can't even talk today. Yeah. Anyway, if you base it on speculation,
what if she went home?
Let's try it that way. If you base it on speculation, then yes, that's kind of how I feel.
Okay.
So.
Okay. So what if? So she didn't. I doubt she fell asleep at the party. So maybe it would have been at Prosser.
Well, I mean, if
the next day, somebody found her the next day, wouldn't they just call and be like, man, that was,
It depends on how that all went down, though, too. Think about that. And Doug made this point, too. There's a whole other side of this where it could have been that, she fell asleep in the car and somebody decided to take advantage of her. I'll leave it at that. Okay. And then realized maybe she was overdosed at that time too, or it happened, or hurt, maybe he hurt her, they hurt, whoever it was hurt her, and decided that they needed to dispose of the body that way too. There's so many different ways that you could look at this. That's the problem. So, long short, though, I personally think, based on speculation again, that she was gone before she hit the water. That's my opinion.
I don't see how that could be the contrary as of right now.
Yeah.
And so let's go to the next step then. So okay, if we concur on that, just for this little study that we're doing here, what is the most reasonable place that she fell asleep in that position? Like, what's the most reasonable thing? On the ground? On a blanket?
Well, here's the thing.
Why would they put her in her car? Or was it in her car?
They could have put her in that position. Okay? There's that option too.
But why?
Well, guilt. Have you ever seen, I'm not trying to draw things together, and I'm not trying to draw a specific picture. I'm just saying these are the things that make me make my theories and my decisions. Is you ever seen certain serial killers have been known to clean up the body if they've, after they've done what they do, or put them in certain positions after they do what they do. Not saying that this person was a serial killer. I'm just saying it has happened before. Okay. And it could be guilt.
Possible, but probably not probable.
If these were friends of hers, okay. Mm-hmm. Or they'll, like Gia's saying, or they'll cover the person up because they don't want to look at them. Things like that. Yep. They're trying to, maybe they were trying to make her comfortable because they felt bad. And that is a comfort position. Do you see what I'm saying?
I totally get it. Do you think that's a high probability in this one, or would it be more likely that she went to sleep somewhere?
Yeah, very possibly. But, I mean, she could have passed out and just dropped in the middle of the party. And any one or two people could have picked her up and laid her in the back. Again, everybody else was probably inebriated too. They're not knowing really what the hell they're doing, but let's just put her in the back nice and neat and make her comfortable and put the pillow or the sweatshirt under her head or cover her up with the sweatshirt maybe, and go back to what we're doing.
What if she fell asleep in the back of the car? Because she was, she got drunk, she's gonna stay there, blah blah blah. Then somebody drove her. Sammy drove the car home, and then they got to the house. They got to Lost Trail Lodge, to the section of it where Lindsay lives or where Kylie sleeps, however that goes. And then they realized together, Sammy and Lindsay together realized, holy crap, she's gone.
She's not
What
alive.
did you guys do? Well, I used those pills that you gave us. You gave me those pills. I don't know. We take that. Oh my god. We can't let anybody find out about this. Blah 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 blah. And call Jagger. Call Kate. We got to figure this out. What are we gonna do? Then they get together over the night, that middle of the night, and figure all this out. And then, okay, we got to try to pin this on someone else. We got to this and this and this, and we got to get rid of this car, and then the searching is done, and then the car is taken back, in the middle of the night in the back of the tow trailer and pushed down to the lake with Kylie in it.
Or just driven there. Here's my thing with that.
Driven there.
That's again, any scenario is very probable. The only thing is Lindsay. I believe Lindsay's the one that called the police and reported her missing. From with the way she explained it. So
way later the next day.
Yeah, very very much later.
Which is normal because, like, if you're a teenager.
Well, she said she went through
called the friends.
Yeah, she called all the friends and did all that to make sure she wasn't with them first. She was supposed to go camping, but the way their relationship was explained, that would have never happened. She would have contacted her mother regardless of whatever situation. So we don't know. So, that is possible too. Anything is possible right now. Until we start to get a few more pieces of evidence and info.
Well, the only evidence we're going to get is, we can determine if she was intoxicated, and if so, of what, and if the levels were too high for her to overdose. So we'll identify that.
Right. And don't forget the black box in the car. That's very important, guys. Very, very, very.
I'm talking just about the body.
Okay, then yeah, you're right.
The body part. I hope somebody's looking at the black box. I don't have any. I do not have any confidence or faith that LE is doing any type of investigation criminally. I really don't.
Well,
I think that community is tight. It's only like 16,000 people. I think it's tight. They're affluent people in the community.
Yeah. I just think if FBI was involved at all, that would have been something that would have been demanded, because the black box is going to tell times and dates as to when the car was there in the water, when the car stopped running, just anything like that, and what gear it was in, if it was running when it hit the water, things like that. You know what I mean?
Wouldn't there be arrests by now, don't you think?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Well, do we know? Well, I would think there would certainly be interrogations and gag orders by
I'm
now.
sure there's been some sort of interrogations, but I think what they're doing, which is because there's been so many mistakes already, I think what they're doing is they're taking the circumstantial evidence they have, and they're hanging on to that, and they're making sure they have all of their ducks in a row and all of their T's crossed and their I's dotted before they go full-fledged into the arrest portion of it, because they don't want to make any more mistakes. They want to do this the right way, because if they don't do this the right way, who are they going to be attacked by?
I know.
Everybody.
I wish I could have the confidence you have. That's what they're doing. That's what I was hoping for in Summer's case. 15 months later, nothing.
Well, that's a whole different pot of beans, unfortunately. But it's just that's how they do things. They should have arrested from the beginning.
Ellie,
I'm sorry.
Do you think Ellie is being effective in this case?
I think that they are now. They don't have a choice now. Okay, because they know that they're being watched by the whole world. The whole nation is watching this case, and the law enforcement is being criticized and watched. Everything they're doing, they're being watched at right now. So they have to do it right. They're not going to be able to just sweep it under the rug. This has to be done right, because if they don't, they're going to be questioned. Why didn't you do this? Well, why didn't you do that? Why did you wait so long for this? Why did you wait so long for that? Why are we doing it? That's why I think they set a specific date, which would be November 1st, for this to be released. That's what I think that's all about, because they have to make sure everything is taken care of the right way. Sadly, but it's true.
I hope you're right. Yeah, I hope and pray you're right. How long does it take to, do they have to subpoena the black box information? Is that definitely something that's back by now? Or
That I don't know anything about. I've heard about. It depends on the circumstance with those. I think if it was just an accident, then they automatically they do what they do. But if there's like special circumstances like there is with this, then they may have to subpoena certain things depending on how the family cooperates and or whatnot. You know what I mean? So, and we know how that goes. So.
Yeah, it sure would have been nice if the FBI, them having the ability to take it on because it was in their jurisdiction, being a federal park. It sure would have been nice if they would have at least stayed on it instead of closed it and then turned it over to Nevada County. Nevada County is just, a local, a very remote area up there.
And why do you think that Truckee? Why do you think that Truckee doesn't have it?
Well, you mean Placer or Truckee?
Or Placer County is what I meant. I'm sorry.
Well, Placer had it as a missing person because that's where the 3800 Lost Trail Lodge is. But when she was found in the lake, that's Nevada County, so it had to be in Nevada County.
Well, you guys all saw the whole. I mean, you guys. I don't trust the sheriff. That's my problem. So.
Over at Placer.
Yeah, Sheriff Wu. That's a whole other story and a whole big joke to me.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, totally agree. And I did do research. I was wondering if anybody could prove me wrong on this, or if it was just speculation. I kept hearing, or not speculation, but rumor, that a sheriff's child was there, or sheriff's teen was there.
Oh yeah.
And I did extensive research on Wu and his two children, and I put a little thing on. I don't have like a channel, but I like when I come up with something, I put it on there. I have like 100 people that I've been working with since Summer's case.
Right.
But Wu's kids, and then Sheriff Moon, Sharon Moon from Nevada. She's actually a homosexual woman, first sheriff, that has a wife, so married woman couple, and they got married in 2018, and the wife had 2 kids, 2 girls.
Okay.
So they don't even have any boys. Oh, the rumor was that Sammy's, what was the post? Crime Stories Obsessed had put it on, and she was going rampant in a chat one day saying, Nate is sheriff's son. Sammy's Nate is sheriff's son. So that's when I had looked that up, and she's never put anything out about it that I've seen, but I put a thing on and I show where I got my information, and that the Sheriff Wu and
I
Sheriff
agree,
Moon
Gia.
do not have teenage boys that look like Sammy's Nate. Sheriff Wu does have 2 sons that, but they are not Sammy's Nate. For sure by the pictures. So do you know anything? Has anybody confirmed that?
I don't know. I've been looking myself and can't for sure find it, which I'm sure it's going to be hard because if his father would be a cop, then he's going to have him hidden deep. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But
yeah.
Because again, it's not just about the police officers protecting their children. It's about the police officers protecting themselves if their children make a mistake and put their bad name out there. Remember that too. They're not just protecting their kids. It goes the other way too. That's the sad part.
Yeah.
Because I don't,
I agree with you. I agree with you. Well, Gia Bell was talking about how long it took to arrest Barry Mojo and then the West Boys. Yeah, I totally get it. It's just so hard when, where it doesn't seem like anybody's even being really questioned, or because we would hear if somebody was truly interrogated, I'm sure Jagger would be on bragging, going ha ha ha.
Well, I think a lot of people. I think a lot of people have been told to keep their mouths shut. This is locked down tight. Like there's not even. I would have thought there would have been some kind of some stuff being leaked here and there. They have this locked down tight as hell. I'm telling you right now. So I think it's going to be the very last minute that we get everything. If we get anything, again, don't forget that we may not get a lot of this stuff because, one, she's a juvenile, okay? So they don't have to release any autopsy or toxicology results to the public at all because she's a juvenile, for one. 2, the mother doesn't want that stuff released at all because it's going to make her look bad. And 3, until they actually for sure have everything in the bag, they're not going to say anything because They don't want people running to the other and saying, "Oh my God, it was such and such, and it was this and that person possibly running." Do you know what I mean? Or hiding. So it's they got to be real careful with all this.
Yeah. Well, police off the cuff. It was probably a week or so ago about in regards to the question about whether or not it could be released. What they said, and I don't know if it's right, but they had checked into California law regarding autopsies of minors, and somebody had posed that question to them, and they said, and they cited the John Benet Ramsey case and a couple others, but John Benet's was the only one that I had recognized the name of. Right. But they said that the dead do not have rights. So even if she was a minor, under the Freedom of Information Act, autopsies.
Well, I think it. You're right. I remember that, but I think it goes back. That all goes back to the families. It turns back over to like families' wishes, and then that's where the fight comes from. I mean, I don't mean to say fight.
He's saying. I mean, they were saying that it doesn't matter if a family wants them released or not, because I mean, who?
Oh, really?
You think John Benet Ramsey's family wanted the autopsy results?
Well, probably not. No. I mean, if that's
they said the dead do not have rights. Now it does. I would imagine, and they didn't go into this detail, but I would imagine that it would be
out of respect.
Something that after a case is closed.
Yeah.
Not during an open investigation, of course. But eventually, those would be released. So that was what they had said about that. Not that it,
I know what you're saying. I know what you mean.
Yeah. So, and I kind of wondered about that picture. There was that one picture that Sammy released of the party that was like I don't know if it was a screenshot of a video or what, but like somebody, whoever was taking that picture was like shining headlights on them or shining a bright light.
Right.
That picture was then posted, and I almost wondered if that was like a reminder that Sammy was putting out, or whoever was advising her, hey, you guys, you better keep your mouth shut because I've got proof that you were there.
It could be. It could be very much so. I don't know.
A lot more than just this picture.
Cece, have a great day, hon. I appreciate you being here. We love you to death. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you soon.
Hi, Cece. Have a good one. Yeah, I should probably my voice. How do you talk so much, man? My voice is sore. Just a little bit of talking.
It takes time. I get tired. I get tired. Believe me. Speaking of which, though, I just realized that.
Able to get my. Oops, sorry.
No, I was just gonna say I just realized I'm 3.5 hours in, and my son's about to come home from school, so I'm gonna have to bring this to a close. But
exactly.
This has been very, very informative, and I enjoyed it very much so.
I did too. Thank you.
And like I said, this is what we're here for. So anybody that wants this to be the way or wants to do it this way, that's what I'm here for. You guys are all welcome to call in. I have plenty of room up here. I can hold up to 10 people up here now. So anybody's more than welcome to come up on piano with me if you'd like to. Whatever you guys want to do, that's what I'm here for. So
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thanks for not blocking me. I appreciate it.
Oh, no. Absolutely. No worries. It was a joy talking with you, and I appreciate you as well.
Yep. Thanks for all that you do and all that you've done in your life and all that you're doing right now to make a difference.
Why, thank you very much. Same with you guys. All right.
It's nice having little channels you can actually read chats and talk, so it's actually kind of nice to stay small.
No, okay, absolutely. No problem, Popper Jack. Just give me a moment. Mods and Dago.
Bye, guys. God bless.
Have a great one, Squirrel Girl.
Dago.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Absolutely. Thank you, Giabella. And I want to thank everybody new that has come in here for subbing to me. I appreciate you so much. Anybody that I haven't even noticed or looked, anybody that may have donated, I appreciate that as well. More than you guys know. Do you want to speak with me while I'm live, Popper Jack, or do you want me to just talk to you afterwards? Either way. Yeah, it wasn't the right account strike. They figured out that there was another account that was made after the other account was, so because they had checked it, so they had to hide it. Yeah, it was made a day after Charlie's live stream, so that's why they knew. But anyway, let me see who all April, everybody, like I said, all the newer people that have come in recently, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you guys more than you guys know. And okay, Dan, I'll give you a call after the fact. Miss Heather, thank you so much for what you've done and for jumping in. Strike First, you did a great job today, but I appreciate you. All you mods, I appreciate you more than you guys know. You guys, a great job today, great job. And great stream, guys. I'm very, very happy with the way everything went. I appreciate all your guys' opinions and theories. And again, this is this is what we're here for. So, besides that, everybody, I want you to have a great, great rest of your day. I may or may not see you this evening. I'm not sure. It just depends on what the boss has in store for me, which was my wife. Besides that, have a great, great, like I said, great rest of your day. I love you guys to death. Remember to love each other, love yourselves. And okay, so love yourself and love each other's, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.